Hello, good evening. My name is Richard. This is Over and Over and Over Again, and this is Matchday Live. It is Brentford versus Arsenal from the... Actually, what's the name of this day? It's not the G-Tech Stadium anymore, is it? Anyway, it is Brentford versus Arsenal. It's all coming up the other side of this. So, Brentford versus Arsenal then. It is Mikel Arteta's 200th game as Arsenal manager today. That's in all competitions, of course. And he has actually won more of those 200 games than any previous Arsenal manager who has managed 200 games. Now, the list of those managers is a very, very strong list of candidates. You have to say people like Arsene Wenger, George Graham, of course, Herbert Chapman, and a few others as well, Terry Neal. And Mikel Arteta has actually won more of those first 200 games than those other managers. But has he won as many trophies as some of the others? No. Anyway, let's get on with the team news for you. This is the team news. And so for Arsenal, as expected, it is Aaron Ramsdale in goal. Of course, David Raya can't play against his parent club because he's still on loan. Back for Takahiro, Tomiyasu, William Saliba, Gabriel and Alexander Zinchenko. So not too many unexpected changes there. Midfield, Declan Rice, Captain Martin Odegaard is back. And Leandro Trossard comes in, actually, not Jorginho. A bit of a surprise there. And then, of course, in the front three, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus is back. We knew he was back because he played for Brazil. And Gabriel Martinelli also played for Brazil, of course. On the bench, then, goalkeeper Carl Hine, Ben White, fitting up at the bench, not fit enough to start. Jacob Kiwior, Cedric Suarez, Jorginho, Mohamed El Neni, Kai Havertz, Reece Nelson and Eddie Nketiah. So that is our Arsenal lineup. And what are we thinking about that lineup? For Brentford, then in goal, it is Mark Flecken. Their back four is Christopher Ayer, Ben Mee, Nathan Pinnock and Vitaly Yalnat. In midfield, Frank Onyeka, captain Christian Norgard and Yakar Yamalukic. And the front three, Brian Mbemu, Salmon Godas and Johan Wissa. So that is the lineups. And what do we make of that Arsenal lineup? What are we thinking? Obviously, the goalkeeping situation, we knew Aaron Ramsdale would be starting this game, of course. We knew that he would be, and he is. Other than that, it's only really Trossard coming into midfield instead of Jorginho. I'm a little bit surprised about that. It does look a little... Martin Odegaard and Trossard, very similar type of players, aren't they? Declan Rice has got that physicality in there, but I'm a little bit worried. I think Jorginho would maybe have given us a little bit more in there in an away game, a tough away game against, a strong opponent. So I'm a little bit concerned about that, I've got to be honest. But that's the only real issue with the team, isn't it? The rest of it is pretty much what you would expect. Arteta doesn't tend to go too far away from the norm, does he? We've got Nathan in the chat there, my friend. He says, hi, Rich, everyone in the chat. You get 2-0, well, you're confident. I'm not so confident about this, I've got to be honest. We'll see. Gunnar Dansbus as well, Odegaard back happy. Well, he's got to play better than he was before he was out, quite honestly, because he didn't do much at all, did he, for 2 or 3 games? So we need him to be much, much better in this game than he has been. Let's hope that the rest has done him some good, because he was looking well off the pace in the last couple of games, wasn't he? The Newcastle game, there was a game in Europe when he's not been at his best. So let's hope the rest has done him good, but we'll see. Let's still get your score predictions in. I say Nathan's gone for a 2-0. Well, that's fine. I'll be happy with a 2-0, but that would, of course, take Arsenal to the top of the league tonight, wouldn't it? If we win this game, we will be top. So there you go. Gunnar Dan says, eating cottage pie, Cartwright. No worries at all. I'm sure you'll be fine. The 5:30 kickoffs aren't ideal, are they? You have to fit your dinner in around the game and all that kind of stuff. It's not great, is it? But anyway, we are here. I've just had my dinner, actually. Pasta. I had chicken and pasta today, which is good. So, yeah, what are we thinking? I mean, I've just had a little bit of excitement. We're doing a last man standing, and I'm still in it. And there's only 5 of us left. And I went with West Ham this week away at Burnley. And, of course, they were losing until the 86th minute. And they did score a winner in the 91st minute. So I was quite excited about that. So I'm still in. ready to fight another week. So there's only maybe a couple of us left now, 3 or 4 left. One of the guys still in it has gone with Arsenal today. So if Arsenal win, he'll still be in it as well. So someone else has gone for Brighton. And did Brighton win in the end? I lost track of their game in the end. I was getting prepared for this. I know they were winning 3-2, but they were down to 10 men, weren't they? That was away at Nottingham Forest. Did that finish 3-2 to Brighton? Let's have a look. It did, yes, a Brighton one. So that's I think all of us are through, apart from the guy who's picked Arsenal. We don't know yet, do we? Because this game hasn't been played, so we don't know. Nathan says, "I love cottage pie. I've not had it in a while. Cottage pie, is that with mince and mashed potato? Is that what it is? I can't remember. Sounds like that might be what it is. If it is, yeah, that does sound quite nice actually. But anyway, I'm happy with my chicken and pasta that I had, so I enjoyed that. So yeah, anyway, we're getting ready. Catered down towards the kickoff then in this game. It is going to be, I think it's going to be a very tough game for Arsenal. I really do. It's very, very tough. Brentford have only lost once at home this season. That was against Everton back in September. And they haven't lost the London derby at home since we won 3-0 last season, over a year ago. So they've got a good record at home, haven't they? They really have. And I know we did win there earlier this season in the Carabao Cup. We were maybe a little bit fortunate in the end, wasn't we? We got an early goal. We were hanging on a little bit, and then we kind of managed to see it out, didn't we? We're a little bit fortunate to maybe win that game. So we know it's going to be tough. Brentford are a very good side. They've got some very good players, and there's a good system that works for them, and they're a tough team, aren't they? They've taken points off all the top teams. We had some problems here a couple of years ago, didn't we? Their first game ever in the Premier League, if you remember, first game of the season, and we lost 2-0. So we know what can happen here if you're not really on your game, and I think we're going to have to play well today if we're going to win this game. But we'll see. Dan says there, and shepherd's pie is with lamb. Oh, yeah, is that what it is? Yeah. Cool. So we just got a little bit of cooking advice as well. We go through chocolates on this show. We go through, we go through different pies as well. We get through lots of different things as well, plus the football. So, where else would you want to spend your Saturday evening really other than here discussing all the important matters in the world? Nathan says loads of cheese on top. I love lasagna and garlic bread. So you see, look, this is the cooking show. Here you go. It's all good for Saturday night. So there we have. I say it is sort of dinner time, isn't it? Really, that this game's being played, which is a bit annoying, but there you go. But yeah, so if you're hungry and you want a shepherd's pie or a cottage pie with cheese and garlic bread, then there you go. This is the place to be, because that's what's going down at the minute in Dan's house. So I'm sure he's got some extras. If you want to pop round and have some extras, before they go in the bin, the leftovers, I'm sure there'll be a few bits left over for you if you want to nip round and help yourself later on at half time, maybe. Have it as a half time snack. Anyway, they've got some light show going on at the stadium at the minute. Of course, it's a new stadium, isn't it? It's only been open 4 or 5 years. Nice little stadium. Of course, the Griffin Park where they used to play. I mean, this would have been a derby for Arsenal, wouldn't it? Back in our South London days, I suppose, or more of a derby than what it is now. I guess I don't know. Anyway, I suppose Brentford more west, isn't it? Anyway, Arsenal are lining up with the time now. Arsenal are wearing the luminous yellow and blue kind of kit, really, which isn't the best kit in the world, is it? Let's be honest. But anyway, Arsenal are going to be wearing that tonight. Brentford, of course, will be in their home kit of red and white stripes, of course, as always. And yeah, it's going to be a big test, isn't it, for Arsenal tonight? It really is. Away from home, we haven't really played too many of the difficult teams, have we? Or the big teams, if you like. Only Newcastle, and we know what happened there a couple of weeks ago, a game that I was at, of course. So this is another big test. It is one of the, it's probably our second most difficult away game that we faced in the Premier League so far this season. So it is a big test. If we lose this as well, having lost at Newcastle, then I think question marks will be raised against this team's mentality away from home. Man City, of course, and Liverpool did draw 1-1 earlier. Liverpool came from behind at Man City to get a draw. That's a kind of result that a top team can do. Can Arsenal do that? Are Arsenal capable of doing that? Well, we'll find out later in the season, won't we? But for now, the more important thing is how can we get on here at Brentford tonight in what is, I say, a difficult away game. If we come out on top here, if we get the 3 points, then you've got to say that is a fantastic result. And it will put us at the top of the table as well. So it's going to be a very important game. It's a very big game, a very difficult game. But it's a game, of course, that we're capable of winning. I'm going to go 2-1. I think we'll just shade it 2-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw. I've got to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw at all. So we'll see. The referee, by the way, is Tim Robinson. Now, he's one of the newer referees in the Premier League, as I'm sure you know. But what's interesting about Tim Robinson is he actually refereed the Arsenal women's game last weekend against Brighton. So he refereed the Arsenal women last week. He's refereeing the Arsenal men this week. And of course, the women did win 3-0, didn't they? So maybe that's a sign. Maybe it means Arsenal men are going to win as well because of the same referee. We'll have to see. Talking to the Arsenal women, of course, we are here tomorrow for that game. It kicks off at 2:00, so I'll be at 1:45. Arsenal women are playing West Ham at Meadow Park. Of course, as we know, Andreas is there. He's in London. He landed safely last night. He is staying in his usual hotel in Aldgate. So he'll be at Meadow Park tomorrow. If you are at the Arsenal women's game and you see Andreas, please say hello. He'll be pleased to meet you. He'll be doing a vlog, so there'll be a great vlog on the channel tomorrow night as well. And also, we're going to try and get him on at half-time tomorrow as well from Meadow Park because to give us his thoughts on the first half of that particular game. But anyway, the team are just going through the handshakes now before the game. We're just about to get ready for the kickoff here at Brentford tonight. Thomas Frank, of course, done a great job, hasn't he, as manager of this team. And yeah, let's see how it works out. I say we've won here. Obviously, we won here last season. That we 3-0 in the league, and we did win here 1-0 as well in the Carabao Cup, as I said. So recently we've done well. We did lose, of course, the one before, and previously going back in history, we had a really poor record against Brentford back in the 1930s, which might sound strange when we were a dominant team of that decade, but we seemed to struggle against Brentford. I think it was in 1937 or 1938, we lost to them twice in about 3 days, 2-0 at Highbury and then 3-0 at Griffin Park. So we've not always had the best of records against this opponent. Although I say in recent years, a little bit more so, of course. We did play them in the cup, in the League Cup that we had a few years ago. We won that game, and of course we did win. Now we drew, didn't we, at the Emirates last season? Actually, we drew 1-1, didn't we? That controversial goal that Ivan Toney scored. Of course, Ivan Toney's still out, isn't he? But there are rumours that the next time we play Brentford, Ivan Toney could well be playing in that game for Arsenal. So we'll have to see. There's certainly rumours that transfer could happen in the next transfer window, but I'm not sure he's a player Mikel Arteta would buy. The fact he's banned currently, and I know it's different circumstances, but it just doesn't strike me as a type of character of player that Mikel Arteta likes and wants. So, but we'll see. Anyway, the two captains are going through the rituals here. Of course, Christian Norgard, the two Scandinavians, of course, Christian Norgard from Denmark and Mikel Arteta, of course, from Norway, as we know, back in the Arsenal team tonight. The Norwegian and Aaron Ramsdale, of course, back in goal. Big night for him, isn't it, Aaron Ramsdale? I think there's a lot of pressure on him, though, now, with everything that's gone on, with the fact he's lost his place, with what his dad did going on the podcast a week or so ago. I do think that there's a lot of pressure on Aaron Ramsdale now tonight, more so than there may ordinarily have been. Goalkeepers miss games here and there, don't they? If you remember when Bernd Leno lost his place, he had to play in that game at Aston Villa, didn't he, a couple of years ago? And he produced a really great performance, didn't he? Man of the match performance, done a great save at the end to win us the game. And there wasn't that pressure on him, was there? Because there wasn't all this hype over the goalkeeping situation. So I think there's a lot of pressure on Ramsdale tonight. It's going to be interesting to see how he copes and whether or not he can step up and produce the type of performance that we need. Anyway, Arsenal are going to be kicking off, I say, in this yellow and blue kit. We're attacking a goal to our left in this first half. It's going to be Arsenal to get us off and underway. Nathan says it would be a great signing. Yeah, it would be. I just don't think Mikel Arteta will buy a player like that. And Nathan says, yeah, whether Arteta agrees or not. Yeah, exactly. We'll see what happens, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't sign him just because I say he doesn't strike me as a type of character, a great player as he is, a sort of a character that Mikel Arteta generally likes. Anyway, Arsenal try to come forward early on. The ball's gone out for a throw on this near side to Arsenal. And it's going to be Alexander Zinchenko, one of two Ukrainians on the pitch tonight. Of course, there is Yarmolenko for Brentford as well. So the two Ukrainians, one on each team. And Zinchenko gets the ball back, heading towards his own goal. Lays it off to Gabriel, and that goes back to Aaron Ramsdale, all in blue. The Arsenal goalkeeper, ball at his feet, goes long. It's headed cleared out by Brentford, and they've picked up possession. And it is Norgard plays it back to their goalkeeper, Mark Flecken, of course, the goalkeeper that was brought in to replace David Raya, who, of course, is now Arsenal's goalkeeper. So it's strange, isn't it, how things work out? And there is, of course, news in that Arsenal are going to be signing David Raya on a permanent signing potentially earlier than was expected before. So we'll see what happens anyway. But it's Aaron Ramsdale's night tonight, isn't it? Is he going to prove the manager wrong? Is he going to prove the critics wrong or not? We'll have to see. Gunnar says it seems to be a thing at Arsenal at the moment, buying Premier League players, but Edu is still trying to get Brazilians, according to BBC Gossip. I mean, he'll have Edu will have contacts running in Brazil. That's probably why he's looking for players over there. He'll have contacts. He'll know players. Anyway, the cross comes in from Brentford, headed away. Good header that was from Gabriel, but Brentford have picked it up there. Oh, that wasn't a good ball. Bukayo Saka cuts it out, but it is going to go back to the goalkeeper. That was Ben Mee. Of course, we had some battles with Ben Mee in his Burnley days, didn't we? Gunnar Dan says, good, I like Ray. Yeah, I do as well. I think Ray is a good goalkeeper. And we've looked a lot more settled at the back. And I think the reason for that is because Aaron Ramsdale is he's a bit of a hothead, isn't he? He's very erratic and he does some stupid things sometimes. And I think if you're a defender, what you want from your goalkeeper is you want calmness, don't you? And I think David Raya brings that. And yes, he's made a few mistakes. Yeah, of course he has. He's a goalkeeper. They all make mistakes. But I think we look at a more solid, better defensive unit when David Raya's in goal. But anyway, let's see how Ramsdale gets on tonight. Martinelli now on his near side. Arsenal trying to come forward for the first time. Plays the ball infield to Trossard. He's playing a slightly deeper role. He gets pushed off the ball there, but it is a free kick. Referee Tim Robinson there has given the free kick. I don't know. It's Aya there with the challenge, the big Norwegian defender, and Arsenal got a free kick on this near side. It's pretty much in line with the edge of the penalty area, about 20 yards outside the penalty area. It's an opportunity for Arsenal to maybe get the ball into the box early on in this game. We've played 2.5 minutes, nearly 3 minutes, and Arsenal haven't really had an attack yet. But there's an opportunity now to get that ball in the box. It's going to be Trossard actually to take it. Leandro Trossard, the Belgian, back in the starting lineup. Joint top scorer this season for Arsenal, isn't he? And yet he doesn't get to start that many games, really. Anyway, he's walked away. That's going to be Martin Odegaard. And Martin Odegaard, the captain, is going to take this free kick from this near side. It's whipped in. It's a decent ball. The header comes in from Gabriel Martinelli, but he's flicked it wide. Difficult header that was actually. I don't know whether he was trying to actually flick it back towards the goal or flick it towards the goal. In fact, I think he may well have been offside anyway, but it doesn't matter too much because the ball's gone behind for a goal kick. Nathan says there, Ramsdale has openly admitted he cannot concentrate for the full 90 minutes. No, he did say that, didn't he, in an interview? And maybe that's one of the reasons why Mikel Arteta started to look elsewhere. I don't know. But yeah, you can see that he has to get involved in other things, doesn't he, during a game? It's a thing with him. And, you know, as a goalkeeper, you've got to be ready because when you play for a team like Arsenal in particular, I mean, it might not have been too bad when he was playing for some of the teams that were at the bottom of the league and he was getting a lot of chances to face on a regular basis. For Arsenal, you're not expected to have to make too many saves, are you? And the main thing you've got to do is you've got to stay concentrated because whenever you're needed, you've got to be ready. And I think sometimes we've seen that maybe that's been the case. And, you know, there's been some poor mistakes early in games before. And, yeah, you know, it's a tough job being a goalkeeper, but the one thing you've got to have is good concentration, haven't you? Because you never know when you're going to be needed. Especially, I say, when you play for a team like Arsenal that has the ball for as much as the game that we do. You know, you're not going to be facing shots constantly like he was maybe when he was at Bournemouth or at Sheffield United previously. You know, when he was busy. When you're busy, it's easier to keep concentrated, isn't it? But when you're not busy, it's easy to get distracted. And I think that's happened, and it's something he's got to improve. And if he improves that, I'm sure his all-round game will improve, and he can then put himself in a position to either, you know, challenge for the Arsenal #1 shirt again or play regularly elsewhere if that's what happens in January or at the end of the season, whatever's going to happen. But yeah, it's an issue that he needs to sort out, quite honestly. Anyway, it's a throw over on that far side to Arsenal, which Tommy Asu is going to take. Player these, I consider this his more normal position, right back. You know, I don't think the left back position, he can play there, of course, and he has done. But I think right back is more natural position, isn't it? And he's taking a throw on halfway over on that far side. Arsenal's right, but it's a Brentford ahead. But Arsenal have picked the ball out. The game's been very scrappy actually so far. We've played 5.5 minutes, and there's not been a chance at either end. The ball's been pretty much in the midfield area, and nobody's really put an attack together as yet. Nothing to choose between the sides. It's very, very even, and it is 0-0. But Brentford with a throw over on that far side. just keeping possession of Brentford. It goes back to goalkeeper Flecken. The Dutch goalkeeper plays it forward, but it's going to be headed clear there by Zinchenko. Gets the ball back. Zinchenko threads it forward. Looked like there was an offside there against Jesus. There was. He came back in from an offside position, but not quickly enough. And the flag's gone up over on that far side. He did look offside there when the ball, he was very slow coming back. There was a Brentford defender, Pinnock, I think it was. Well, actually, it was a little bit closer to being onside than it looked, but he was offside. And it is a free kick to Brentford. Nathan says a scrappy game suits Brentford. I do not think it will stay like that. Well, no, you're right. Of course it does suit Brentford, yeah. I mean, any team that's playing against Arsenal, what you don't want to do is let Arsenal get into the rhythm, the passing rhythm. And if we get into the passing rhythm, we're difficult to beat. So, yeah, of course it suits Brentford. And I'm sure that's what they're looking at trying to do, isn't it? Keep the game scrappy, stop us getting into any flow. And then I'm sure they'll look to take their chances, whether it's a set piece or whatever it is, and see what happens. We've got Rajendra in your stadium, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you're well. I don't know if you're going to the women's game tomorrow at Meadow Park, because that's going to be good one as well. Dan says thumbs up for the show. And so, yeah, if you are watching, please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. We did hit 2,000, of course, last weekend, which is great. You know, a big thanks to everybody that's got involved with the show. It's been great over the last couple of years. And good to have you guys on board with us. And say, if you are new and you want to get involved, then please click the subscribe button. Rajendra says, 4-1, you're going 4-1, well, okay, that's pretty optimistic. I'm going 2-1, I said, and Nathan went 2-0. Rajendra says, more thumbs up, more goals. Yeah, exactly, yeah, the more thumbs up we get, the more likely Arsenal are to score more goals. That's the way. I mean, it's not, you know, it's been scientifically worked out on a computer that, you know, the more thumbs up we get, the more likely Arsenal score more goals. That's just the way it goes. So you can do your bit to help the team. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up, and then we'll see a goal very, very shortly. Anyway, Arsenal now in possession. Martinelli on this near side finds Declan Rice. Been a bit quiet so far, Declan, hasn't he? Not really had too much of the ball. Anyway, Martinelli now on this near side slows the game right down. Finds Zinchenko. Again, played at walking pace for a moment here. We've played 8.5 minutes. Galadaz gone. Oh, you went 4-0. Of course you did. Yeah, you went 4-0, didn't you? Which is quite optimistic, I think. But, you know, fair play to you, mate. If we win 4-0, that'll be a great shout, because I think it's been the way so far since we started. It's a difficult place to come. This is playing Brentford away. It really is a tricky game. And, we're going to have to be at our best. And so far, we haven't been, have we? We've been very, it's been very slow and not great from either team, really. But anyway, Arsenal trying to come forward over on that far side. Bukayo Saka trying to get him behind, and he's won a corner. It's good play there from Saka. It was Janelt there, the Vitaly Janelt, the Brentford defender, put under pressure there from Saka, and he was claiming a free kick, but I don't think it was. Well, he's not been given us a free kick anyway. It's a corner to Arsenal, first corner of the game, and Bukayo Saka's going to take it himself. It's over on that far side, so he's going to swing it in with that left foot. Arsenal got a lot of bodies on the edge of the penalty area, moving in. We don't score enough goals from corners, do we? Well, we did get one against Burnley, if you remember, William Saliba with that header. Anyway, the referee is just sort of stopping any pushing and shoving that's going on inside that 6-yard box now. A lot of bodies on the edge of the 6-yard box. Bukayo Saka lining up this corner. Oh, Arsenal going to get the early goal. We've played nearly 10 minutes here at the East. It's the G-Tech Stadium, isn't it? New sponsorship. Anyway, it's going to be this corner over on that far side. We're still waiting for it to be taken. A long wait, but Bukayo Saka whips it in towards the near post. Goalkeeper Beckham punches it only back out again to Saka over on that far side. Plays it to the edge of the box. It's Trossard with the shot. It's high over the crossbar. And the first real opportunity of the game has fallen to Arsenal. It's fallen to Leandro Trossard. And he got that all wrong, didn't he? And it's gone high and wide. The first corner was good, though, wasn't it? Saka in the near post. The goalkeeper Flecken there had to punch. It wasn't the most convincing of punches, was it? And it went straight back to Saka again. And then he rolled it into the path of Trossard on the edge of the area. And he needed to sort of just get his body through it, didn't he? And keep it down. And he didn't limp back a little bit. And over the bar it went. But that's the first real opportunity out of this game for either side. And it did fall Arsenal's way. It fell to Leandro Trossard, but it remains Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. We've played 11 minutes at the G-Tech Stadium, and Arsenal coming forward again. Martin Odegaard over on that far side, on halfway, plays the ball up this near side, but it's in between Zinchenko and Martinelli. And now there's a counter attack for Brentford. And now it's a free kick to Arsenal there. Was it Mbeumo there? He's got a nice beard, hasn't he, Mbeumo, to be fair. Brian Mbeumo. It's a great beard. But he committed a foul there. And it was a free kick to Arsenal, which we've taken. It goes back to Aaron Ramsdale. He's under pressure, actually, from a couple of Brentford players. And he's had to go long, and he's kicked it out for a throw on this near side. I don't think Ramsdale was too happy about that pass back to him. There was two Brentford players around him there. He couldn't afford a slip up, and in the end he just went the percentages and kicked it out up this near side, midway inside Arsenal's half. It's a throw though to Brentford, which Ayer's going to take. Throws it up the line. Zinchenko wins a header, and now Martinelli keeps it in. But again, it's scrappy. The ball goes back, turnover of possession goes back to Brentford. Now Gabriel's across there, and he just manages to get that clear at Arsenal in a little tight corner here, but playing our way out of it quite calmly. And Gabriel now goes long, looking for Gabriel Jesus. Good defending though from Ethan Pinnock. Plays the ball forward up this near side. Looked like an offside maybe, but the referee says no, so we carry on. It was Godas. Plays it to Mbeumo on this near side. Tries to skip past Gabriel. He claimed it was a corner, but I'm not sure if it was. He tried a little trick there in Mbeumo. He's a tricky customer, isn't he? And he did try a little trick there on Gabriel. Tried to dink it past him. He claimed it came off the Brazilian defender, but I don't think it did. And it is a goal kick to Arsenal. And that, I say, we've played, 12 and a half minutes. It has been really scrappy, I have to say. Very, very scrappy. Vajendra says there, we have too much thinking time. Well, yeah. Oh, a mistake from Ramsdale. Played it out from the back. He's lost it. Cleared off the line. And it's gone wide. Oh, dear. Aaron Ramsdale got himself in a mess there. Wanted to take far too long. I don't know what he was thinking of there. And he got closed down. He slips over. And the look on Mikel Arteta's face is if to say, this is why you are not our number one goalkeeper. The goal kick played back to him. He took far too long. Then he got in a right mess. And in the end, the shot came in. It was from Mbeumo, it was. And it's cleared off the line by Declan Rice, it was. Got Aaron Ramsdale out of jail there. Got Arsenal out of jail as well. And in fact, the rebound by Wissa was an open goal and he's put it wide. Incredible let off that was from Arsenal there. Wow. Not sure what Ramsdale was thinking there. And Brentford now have got their tails up following that, but it is a free kick. Dan says, Mika Richards said the other day he gets his hair cut 3 times a week at £200 a pop. Well, he's clearly got too much money, hasn't he? And too much hair, quite honestly. Nathan says, centre halves have a job on their hands with Mbeumo. Yeah, he's a good player, Mbeumo, isn't he? But that was incredible. That Ramsdale got completely, the ball got stuck under his feet, and I think it was Godos, wasn't it, that actually robbed him of the ball. Just terrible mistake. And I said, look on Arteta's face there, as if to say, you know, maybe a nod to Nick Aaron Ramsdale's dad, of course, as if to say that's why he's lost his place as number one. There you go. Gunnar Dan says Newcastle looking to get Ramsdale in January window. Why would they want to do that? Nick Pope surely better than Ramsdale. Surely he is. I'll be surprised about that. Nathan says there, and pressure from Brentford, and there is also pressure on him due to Raya. Can he handle it? Well, yeah, exactly. Can he? And so far, you'd have to say no. Arsenal coming forward now. Saka over on that far side, cuts in field onto that left foot. He's going to try and get a shot away. Now instead he finds Zinchenko. He plays the ball on to Martinelli on this near side. Martinelli plays the ball into the air. It's hit a Brentford defender, smack in the face. It is going to be another corner to Arsenal. We've played 15 minutes. And it was a neck on the Onyeka, actually. Frank Onyeka, the Nigerian there, got in the way of that ball in from Martinelli, hit him straight in the face. Bang. Oh, that's a painful one, isn't it? And the ball's gone behind for a corner. And he's now getting back to his feet again on Onyeka. We've got Terry. How you doing, Terry? I wonder where he was. He says, afternoon, Richard, Dan, Rajendra, Nathan, all in the chat. Sorry about being late. I'm turning into a Richard at 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's not good enough, Terry. It's not good enough at all, is it? It's just no good. You've got to, you can't be late like this. We played like 15 minutes, 16 minutes. It's far too late. Anyway, it is a corner to Arsenal on his near side. Trossard is going to take, well, he was going to take it, and he's kind of went to take it and stopped. And in fact, the referee is holding the game up. I'm not quite sure why. He's coming to have a word with Martin Odegaard. Is it over time wasted? He's having a word with Martin Odegaard there. Potentially, he's pointing towards the corners if to say Arsenal are taking too long. I'm not quite sure why Arsenal would time waste after 16 minutes when it's 0-0. I don't know. But anyway, I think next time he may well be getting his card out for Trossard if he doesn't hurry up and get a move on with his corner. He's about to take it now from this near side. Oh, it's a terrible corner, actually. Doesn't beat the first man, cleared away. And Brentford do get the ball away. And in fact, it's a free kick to Brentford now. But it looked like there was a time-wasting issue there going on. Not quite sure what was happening. Mikel Arteta is now in conversation with a fourth official who's clarifying with him what the issue was. But it looks as though it may well have been a time-wasting thing. He did seem to take a long time to take that corner, Trossard. And in the end, it wasn't worth the time anyway because it was a terrible corner. Didn't beat the first man. And it is now a free kick to Brentford just outside their area, which goalkeeper Flecken is going to take. And yeah, they're just showing a replay of that. It's Ramsdale getting himself in a mess there. He was closed down, and it was Wisser actually. Declan Rice got him out of trouble, and Wisser really should have scored the rebound. We got away with that one there, didn't we? Anyway, we've just managed to deal with that free kick, and the game remains very scrappy, doesn't it? It remains very scrappy. We've played 17 and a half minutes. It's 0-0, and you know, there's been a chance at either end. Trossard had one for Arsenal, fired over, and then obviously that opportunity just a few moments ago when Ramsdale got himself in a mess and Declan Rice came to his rescue, you have to say, because, you know, that was looking pretty dicey situation for Arsenal, wasn't it? Anyway, Brentford now in possession again over on that far side. Arsenal really struggling to get going at all in this game. And Brentford are, I'd say, the better team. It's difficult to say they've been the better team because neither team have really got a foothold in this game at all. It is Brentford coming forward over on the far side, though, looking to try and get an opportunity here. The ball goes back, and Brentford still in possession. They've started this game pretty well, Brentford. They're putting us under a lot of pressure, and they forced one or two mistakes. But Arsenal now done the same over on that far side. Bukayo Saka plays it into midfield. Trossard touches it forward. Martin Odegaard plays it on over on that far side with Gabriel Jesus. Tries to play it in to Saka. Good defending, though, by Ben Mee. Came across there and cleared the ball away. And it is going to be a throw, though, to Arsenal over on the far side in line with the Brentford penalty area. There's a Brentford fan over in that corner there dancing in front of the advertising sign, which was a strange sight to see. But anyway, it's gone out for a throw this time to Brentford. And yeah, it's been very scrappy. It's been really poor, actually, if we're totally honest with you. And yeah, it's 0-0, and we're maybe slightly fortunate not to have conceded that goal because it was a bad mistake from Ramsdale, and we got away with it. And that's not what Ramsdale would have wanted, is it? In this game, with his big day for him. That's a good tackle there, actually, from William Saliba. Now the ball's with Trossard, very central, plays it out to that far side. Martin Odegaard's got Saka ahead of him, finds Bukayo Saka. Not really had any involvement too much, has he, Bukayo Saka, so far? Tomiyasu now in possession, and Arsenal just looking to maybe get a foot on the ball because we haven't really seen too much of it, have we? William Saliba now striding forward. Good tackle from him just a few moments ago. He's got himself into a little bit of a mess, but he's done well. Jesus on the edge of the box, thought he was fouled, but Arsenal won it back anyway. Now it's up this near side with Gabriel Martinelli. Just going to be a moment for Arsenal. Martinelli now, he's got two defenders in front of him. Can he get past one of them, get across, and instead he plays the ball all the way back to Saliba, touches it off to Declan Rice. Now it's gone out to Tomiyasu. Arsenal now starting to find our passes. Can it lead to a goal? Gabriel Jesus. He's got Takehiro Tomiyasu outside. It goes back to Declan Rice. He does find that Tomiyasu on this near side. The Japanese right back finds Martin Odegaard. Arsenal's captain twists and turns looking for an opening. Instead just finds Saka, gets it back. Martin Odegaard. Now it's out with Tomiyasu again over on that far side. Odegaard now can get it in with his left foot. Can he? No, he goes back to Declan Rice. And Arsenal have been forced back by Brentford. Good defending, you have to say, from Brentford, but Arsenal still in possession. Now it's with Tomiyasu. Can we get a ball into the box maybe? That might be an idea, mightn't it? But no, we still go backwards instead. William Saliba now finds Zinchenko, a little bit of space for him. Threads the ball through to Gabriel Martinelli, cuts inside, but maybe there's a little bit too much. And then Gabriel Jesus puts it behind, and it is going to be a goal kick to Brentford, but a long spell of possession now Terry says, at last Arteta has realised Havertz is Tom Tit. Our bench ain't much crop. No, you're right. The bench isn't looking great, is it? Certainly in an attacking sense. Phil's was saying, my friend, good to see you. He says, hey, everyone, the ladies on the telly tomorrow. I think we'll nick it 1-0. Brentford are a bit tricky statistically in London matches. No, I agree. It's going to be a tough game. The women are on the FA Player tomorrow. They're not on telly. I mean, I'll be doing the game. It is on the FA Player. If you sign on with that, you'll be able to watch it. But join us, of course, anyway. I'm sure you will. Terry says, hi, Phil, you're later than me tonight. Well, yeah, but some people can be later than you, but you should be here on time, Terry, because you better go. I should be late before. Nathan says, so well organised. No, yeah, you're right. They are well organised, yeah. And they work hard, don't they? They're closing us down. They're doing it again there and making it really tough for Arsenal. They've just won the ball in midfield. That's really good play, actually, there from their captain, Norgard, and Brentford coming forward. This has been good pressure from them. This is what they're really good at. We're midway through this first half. It is still 0-0. And there's not really been a lot of chances, but I say Brentford really will feel they should be ahead, and they should be ahead. There's no question. There's a great chance there. They're coming forward again in Buemo on this near side. He's got past Zinchenko, as you know, he hasn't. The second ball does fall to Brentford. The shot comes in just over the top. Shot from distance there from Norgard. And Brentford are doing everything now at a really fast pace. Good defending initially from Zinchenko. The second clearance, so it fell to Norgard on the edge of the box. He whipped a first-time shot in over the top of the crossbar. And we are halfway through. Bill says, I'm at work. I'm being sneaky. No, that's fine. You be sneaky, mate. That's absolutely fine. That's no problem at all. Anyway, that goal kick there from Ramsdale's not actually too bad, and it falls to Martinelli. He's held up briefly there, tried a little flick, and Declan Rice has picked the ball up. Plays it out to Martin Ødegaard over on that far side. Arsenal now coming forward. The game's starting to open up a little bit more. Martin Ødegaard now, a little bit of space. Puts a cross in, plays it square in the end to Gabriel Jesus on this near side. Cuts in, going to try a shot as he dinks it into the box. It's not a great cross, though. And Brentford clear it away. Terry says, much better than the excuse. What was your excuse, Terry? Did you say? I can't remember if you actually said what your excuse was. No, you didn't. What's your excuse, Terry? Come on. Give us your excuse. Come on, we need to know now. We need to know what your excuse is for being late. Anyway, Gabriel now in possession finds Declan Rice on halfway. He's inside the centre circle, in actual fact. Plays the ball out to that far side. Tomiyasu finds Bukayo Saka. Plays it infield to Martin Ødegaard. Arsenal starting to get, I say, a few passes strung together now, which we struggled to do for 20 minutes. Declan Rice now plays it square. Not a great ball, but Gabriel can get that. Plays it out to Martinelli. Looks like he's trying to line up across Martinelli. There's not a lot of movement in the box for him, though. So he ends up going square again to Declan Rice. He plays it on to William Saliba. Now it's over on that far side. Tomiyasu plays it back to Martin Ødegaard. And he does line up across. But it's not really a cross. It's just more of a square ball. Finds Zinchenko on this near side. He whips the ball into the box. Header comes in from Trossard over the top. And that's why we need to get the ball into the box, because it leads to an effort at goal. That was a good ball that from Zinchenko. Whipped in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Trossard got there ahead of the defender. It was Ayer, actually. The ball went over Ayer's head. Trossard in behind him. There's quite a height difference there, but Trossard won that header and couldn't keep it down. And he's had both of our 2 opportunities in this game, hasn't he? Terry says, I was on the phone to one of my plumbers. I was watching, but no sound on, so wasn't actually late. Oh, well, I mean, do we believe that you were watching? I'm not sure. But we'll let you off. Work obviously comes first. We understand that. Daz says he was pulling turkey teeth out of his Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, that might be what he was doing. Yeah, I'm not sure we really do Thanksgiving here, though, do we? Really? And then, obviously you're in Cornwall, which have different rules. Maybe do you have Thanksgiving in Cornwall here? We don't really celebrate it, do we? Nathan says, how the sort of chances you need to be taking, especially against a team like Brentford. No, absolutely, yeah. I mean, you're right. We're not going to get a lot of chances, are we? And I mean, to be fair, I thought it was a difficult chance to score. I mean, Trossard isn't noted for his aerial ability. He did well to get the header away, didn't he? He obviously couldn't keep it down, but yeah, he maybe needs to hit the target. But yeah, it was in a game of so few chances, it's one of the best chances that we've had. You're absolutely right. Now, the referee's picked the ball up there. I'm not quite sure what's going on. He's given a drop ball by the look of it. I'm not sure what happened there, actually. Anyway, Gabriel just plays it back to Declan Rice. Now it's with Saliba over on that far side. He goes back to Ramsdale again. Ramsdale's put under pressure. They're going to put him under pressure quickly, aren't they now, Brentford? Of course they are. After what happened last time, Zinchenko now on his near side. He's put under pressure and Declan Rice just gets rid of the ball. In fact, it turns out to be quite a good ball up this near side. But Brentford again are in our faces. They're very physical. They're very strong. And they're looking a decent side, Brentford, as we assume they would be. Why would we think any different? Look at their results this season. Look at their results last season. Look at where they are in the table. Their home record's very good. And so far, Arsenal are really struggling to get any rhythm going. Terry says, I put it down to a bad cross from Zinchenko. I thought it was a good cross, actually. I thought it was a really good ball. Whipped in there over the head of the defender, and he's a big defender, isn't he? That Christoph Ayer. He's about 6'5", isn't he? So to get across over him, it was good movement from Trossard to get there, and he got the header in, but yeah, he couldn't keep it down. But yeah, we're not going to have lots and lots and lots of chances, are we? So yeah, we need to try and make the most of it. It's free kick from Brentford into the Arsenal penalty area. Good header away. That was, I think it might have been Declan Rice. But Arsenal now on a counter attack with Martinelli, but he runs into a little bit of trouble again, put under pressure. You see Brentford really high energy. And they put a lot into this game so far. And Mbeumo, that's good play from him, Mbeumo. He's a live wire, isn't he? What a great player he is, by the way. I've thought this for a while, obviously not just today. I think he's a great player. And he's a really hard-working player. He's got skill, he's got pace, he's got quality. I really do like him. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. Bukayo Saka over on that far. So it'd be a good signing for Arsenal, wouldn't he, actually? If we're looking at Brentford players, it'd be one on my list. Anyway, Zinchenko now plays the ball to Martinelli on his near side, just outside the penalty. Now he's just inside the penalty. Plays it back to Zinchenko again. Arsenal very good at playing the ball sideways and backwards. Not so good at getting it into the box. Reluctant to get it into the box. Martin Odegaard now, can he get it into the box? No. He goes to put a cross in, plays it out instead over on that far side to Gabriel Jesus. Now it's with Bukayo Saka. Trossard is now in the centre forward position. That ball played into the box. It's found Tomiyasu, but Brentford again managed to scramble it clear. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal over on the far side. Nathan says there, Frank is an underrated manager. No, you're right, absolutely, he is. And Dan's agreeing with you. No, I agree with you as well. He is I don't know if he's underrated, actually. I mean, I think a lot of people are giving him the credit that he deserves for the job he's done at Brentford. I wouldn't say he's underrated. He's a bit under the radar. And maybe that's because Brentford are a small club, and whether or not one of the bigger clubs, if you like, would go in for him if they needed a new manager, I'm not sure. So maybe in that sense, he perhaps is underrated. But I think most people in the game really do rate him. What the job he's done at Brentford has been incredible. And he might get a chance at a bigger club one day. Who knows? If he wants to go, I mean, he looks pretty happy there, doesn't he? He has done, I say, a great job, hasn't he? Anyway, Zinchenko now finds Martinelli on his near side. Gabriel Martinelli plays it back to Zinchenko. That's a good ball into the box to Jesus, trying to twist and turn away from Ethan Pinnock. He can't manage to do so, and it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal. Not had much service, has he, Jesus? Looking a little bit frustrated on his return from injury to the Arsenal side. Anyway, that's with William Saliba, who scored in this fixture last season, didn't he, in the Premier League, that 3-0 win. Played out to the far side. Tomiyasu's cross is blocked by the Brentford defender, Janel, and it is going to be a corner to Arsenal over on that far side. And Arsenal just starting to exert a little bit of pressure as they come up towards the half an hour mark. Still Brentford 0, Arsenal 0, as you can see on the screen. And Arsenal haven't had a shot on target yet, I don't think. Nathan says, yeah, that's better. That's the ball they need to play straight into feet. Yeah, exactly, yeah. We want to get the ball into that box, don't we? A lot more than we do. We're very happy. And what happens is that, yes, I can understand why sometimes you play it sideways and backwards. You're trying to pull defenders apart and create some space. But quite often, all it does is it enables the other team to stay organised, because we're not moving the ball quickly enough forward. Anyway, we've got a corner, a chance to get into the box. Saka's corner into the near post. It's flicked on into the side net, and it was Gabriel. We did score from a similar corner, didn't we, last season? I say it was William Saliba on the end of that one. This was Gabriel at the near post, got there. It's a good run by Gabriel. In fact, did it not come off the defender? It's gone into the side netting anyway. I think the referee's given a goal kick. I think that should have been a corner, actually. Look, it's come off the defender just behind Gabriel. Anyway. Terry says, these are the games I wish we had Tony. Well, a proper centre forward would be nice, wouldn't it? Whoever that happened to be. But yeah. I'm just glad he's not playing against us, actually, because he's a good player, isn't he? As we know. Yeah, Ramsdale again's got the ball at his feet, and this time he doesn't mess about with it. Gets it out to that far side to Tomiyasu. But again, Brentford in our faces, winning it back. They've done that well in this first half. Brentford, you have to say, such a strong, organised team, and they're going to get a corner here over on that far side. Gunnar Dan says, I'd like to see Odegaard and Rice swap places. Yeah, but Odegaard always plays in that position, doesn't he? And I do think we need Rice in front of that defence, don't we? I think he's better there. I just don't think that Odegaard is good enough and strong enough physically to play there against a team like Brentford. So I think at the moment it's probably the best that we can do with the players that we've got on the pitch. I'd have played Jorginho in this game personally, because I think he would have given us a little bit more balance in that midfield. We do look a little bit imbalanced, don't we? Anyway, Brentford have got a corner, and they've got a lot of players around the 6-yard box. They're swarming around, funnily enough, like bees, which of course is what they are. Anyway, again, the referee, is he worried about the time wasting? He is. He's gone across now to have a word with the. I think it might be the time wasting again. At least he's done it to both teams, and that's fair enough, isn't it? If he's going to pick on one team, that's no good, is it? But he's kind of mentioned it to us earlier. He's mentioned it to Brentford now, and now he's going to have a word with some players inside the 6-yard box. Or is it actually? I don't know what's going on there. Not really sure. Anyway, it is going to be a corner to Brentford, which is going to be taken very, very shortly. It's Godas and Mbeumo over on that far side to take this corner. It looks like it might be Godas with it. It is towards the edge of 6-yard box. Ramsdale just about gets the punch away. Arsenal haven't really cleared it. It's still inside the penalty area. And now Bukayo Saka can complete it away. But Arsenal got no player in the Brentford half. And Brentford will just play the ball back again to goalkeeper Flecken. But nervy moments there. Ramsdale at the near post. He did manage to get some sort of contact on the ball. It didn't maybe travel as far away from the goal as he would have wanted, but at least he got something on it. And in the end, it was Bukayo Saka managed to complete that clearance. Now Declan Rice trying to go through the gears in midfield. Instead lays it off to Trossard. Plays it back again to Declan Rice. Now it's with William Saliba over on that far side. Now Tomiyasu finds Bukayo Saka right wide on that far touchline, moves in field, finds Martin Odegaard. Not a great touch, but there was no one there to take it off him, and he's found Tomiyasu. Wants it back, Martin Odegaard. Tomiyasu plays it back instead to Declan Rice. Plays it in to Jesus. Now it's laid off again to Tomiyasu. Can he get a cross in? Again, we're reluctant just to put our foot around the ball. But one of the reasons is because there's no one in the box anyway. We can whip a great cross in. Nobody's there. Nobody's there. Anyway, Martinelli now, Trossard now on his near side. Martinelli's moving into the box. That's a good cross. Another cross into the box causes problems. Good header away though from Brentford, and Arsenal going to win a corner. Oh, are they going to win a corner? It's a throw instead. Good defending actually there. Over on that far side from Janil. The German did well. Looked like Jesus was trying to let the ball run out for a corner, and Janil got round him there and managed to just about keep it in. But it is a throw instead to Arsenal. In fact, I'm not sure what's happened there. The referee's given a throw to. Was that a foul throw? I didn't really see what happened there. They were showing a replay of what happened before. Anyway, it's a throw to Brentford. We've into the last 10 minutes of this first half. Not been a great game. Let's not lie. Let's not cover it up. It's been quite a poor game. There's not been an awful lot of chances. Arsenal quite fortunate not to have gone behind with that mistake from Ramsdale. Declan Rice cleared it off the line from Mbeumo. But Arsenal haven't really created too much at all. Just that couple of chances from Trossard over the crossbar. And that's it really. And Brentford have now won a free kick. There's a foul there on Mbeumo, who is a very, very decent player, isn't he? The Cameroonian. Very, very good player indeed. And he was very close to giving Brentford the lead in this game, but it is still 0-0. And so we're into this last 10 minutes of a difficult first half for Arsenal, has to be said. Some of the problems we've created for ourselves, and some of them have just been down to really good play from Brentford, who were playing well, but not many chances has there been. It's been a very tight, scrappy game. And Brentford have got a free kick now, which goalkeeper Flecken's going to take. It's just inside the Brentford half. That's a long ball towards the edge of the penalty. It's flicked on. All the back header there, just about, was that William Saliba there? Just about runs through to Aaron Ramsdale. And he kicks it long out of his hands up the pitch looking for Gabriel Jesus of Brentford. Haven't really managed to get this ball away. and it's still not really away. It's bouncing around, and in the end, it is a free kick to Brentford. And that little passage of play there kind of summed up this first half, doesn't it? Scrappy. I think that's the kindest description of this game, you have to say. The 5:30 game going live around the world, and it's not been the best advertisement for Premier League football. There's been some great games today, some great drama, hasn't there, in other games. I was watching them, the 3 o'clock games. Obviously, I say my thoughts were on West Ham. I've got them I had them in the last man standing, and some late drama there at Burnley. They won in the end, West Ham, so well done to them. It comes something when you've got to rely on West Ham to win, to keep you in a competition. But anyway, well done, West Ham. And thank you to Thomas Souček for getting that late winner. But yeah, anyway, Arsenal again have made a mistake at the back. They've given the ball straight to Brentford. And suddenly there's a little bit of space. Can they get across? And they do get across in. It's a dangerous ball. Tomiyasu has to clear it away. And at least Brentford are trying to get the ball in the box. And that's a counter-attack though for Arsenal. Martin Odegaard breaking forward. Jesus has gone outside him. Instead, it comes into the middle looking for Saka, but the ball went just behind him, and we certainly didn't make the most of that counter-attack, did we? Anyway, Rajendra says, we have too much time and we need to play the ball faster. Well, we need to play it faster. We don't really have that much time, do we? Because Brentford are closing us down pretty well. Nathan says, I've said it before, I would have loved to have seen Maddison in that 8 role. We had options to buy him in the past, haven't we? But again, he's another player that I don't think is a Mikel Arteta type of player, is he? In like the Ivan Toney kind of mode, just from an attitude perspective. And, you know, he's a good player, Maddison, a very good player. But I never thought he was an Arteta type of player. And that's our problem, isn't it? If we can only buy Arteta type of players, we're going to miss out on great players we have already. We could miss out on Ivan Toney for the same reason. Let's not hope that happens. Anyway, Gabriel plays it square to Tomiyasu, finds Gabriel Jesus, who's now on that far side. Saka's now in the number 9 position. And still we don't get a cross into the box. Again, it's because we don't have a lot of bodies in there. Saliba now pings this ball up this near side looking for Gabriel Martinelli. Goes around the outside. Can he get a cross in? He twists and turns, plays it back to Zinchenko. He does get a cross in. Good header from Brentford, only to the far post. Falls to Jesus. Oh, he's fired it over from a tight angle. And again, we've got the ball into the box, and it's led to an opportunity at goal. And maybe if we get the ball into the box, again, it was Zinchenko. That was a decent ball again, whipped in. And Jones got a little bit lucky. His first touch wasn't great, but the ball kind of bounced kindly for him. And he managed to go around the outside. And then, I don't know if he was trying to shoot. He was trying to shoot from a really strange angle there. He's not going to score from there, are you? Maybe he should have just drilled that across the 6-yard box. And just showing Ramsdale's mistake. Again, he went to throw the ball out, threw it straight into the ground. And that's 2 bad mistakes from Ramsdale in this game. You know, and Arsenal fans can say, oh, we love Ramsdale, what a nice guy he is. But unfortunately, he's not a very good goalkeeper, is he? And I said it last season when he was playing better, that you're not going to win big trophies if Aaron Ramsdale is your goalkeeper. You're not. In the same sense that, you know, we've suffered with bad, well, not bad, but with goalkeepers not good enough in the past. If you remember, he just came to me now, I've forgotten his name. We had a few, didn't we, under Arsene Wenger? Almunia, that's it. You know, and he kind of reminds me a little bit of Almunia, Aaron Ramsdale. And unfortunately today he's played quite a lot like Almunia. And that's, you know, that's a problem that we've got. I don't think you're going to win big trophies with a goalkeeper like that. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. Bukayo Saka over on that far side. He's got 2 defenders to go past. He's gone past one, still in possession, but he's lost out there. Was that Ben Mee? That was a good tackle actually on Ben Mee. And now Brentford have got a chance of a counter-attack. Wissa did really well. But actually Arsenal have won the ball back. Martinelli, can he get a shot away inside the box? Why did he go wide? Have a shot, mate. Jesus will, deflected, and Flecken has pushed it away. Why didn't Martinelli just take a touch on that? He had a run on into the area and just hit it. He doesn't want to use his left foot. I think that's the problem. He needed a left foot shot there. And he was so desperate to get it back onto his right. In the end, Jesus' shot was deflected. Decent save from Flecken. That's a save you'd expect a goalkeeper to make. And he has gone behind for a corner. Nathan says, can you imagine having Maddison and Toney? Yeah, but not with this manager. I can't. No, unfortunately, they're 2 mavericky characters, aren't they? They're not going to play into this structure that is so key for Arteta. Such a structured team. You know, it was quite interesting. I thought the comments from Gabriel Martinelli the other night, playing for Brazil, saying how much freedom he's allowed with Brazil. And he didn't obviously mention the fact he's not allowed freedom at Arsenal, but I kind of got the impression that was what he meant. And you can kind of see it. I do think Arsenal are restricted because it's so system-based, the way that we play. It isn't about players expressing themselves. It's about fitting into the system. You know, Martinelli's cross there has come all the way through to Saka. Now it's with Martin Odegaard. Can we get a shot away here? Trossard plays it out again to Saka. Is he going to try a shot? Thinks of crossing to the box. A free header. Oh, straight at the goalkeeper. It's forced in. It is Trossard. Is it going to count or is he offside? No, it's been given. It's Trossard again with a close range header. He is our top scorer this season. Finally, you see, get the ball in the box. And what can happen is, it's quite simple. You get the ball in the box. Four minutes until half time, and that means only one thing. 1-0 to the Arsenal, of course. I just checked them an offside, actually. Jesus' header, the goalkeeper pushed it up in the air and Trossard forces it home. I don't know if VAR are checking this, actually. He did look as though he might have been offside. It did seem strange, actually, because it seemed for three Arsenal players without anybody near them. I don't think they were offside. But anyway, we're going to find out in a minute. I don't know if it has gone to... I mean, Jesus maybe should have scored. It was a half-decent save, actually. But he just pushed it straight up, and then Trossard, a bit like the goal he got in our last game against Brentford when he forced it in from close range with his head. And they're checking offside. Oh, that looks like he might be offside. Oh, he might be offside here, guys. Let's not get excited. I think it might be offside. That looks tight. As Jesus has headed it, is Trossard ahead of him? And Phil says you just can't celebrate anymore in case VAR comes to ruin everything. Yeah, you can't. We all know it's killed football, VAR. Absolutely killed football. I've got a feeling this might be disallowed. I've just got a feeling we can't really tell from the angle that we've got here. There's no lines on the pitch or anything like that. So we can't really tell. It looks as though he might be offside. It looks as though he might be. Is his foot ahead of... I mean, Jesus is jumping and Trossard's on the floor. It's difficult to see. Bill says big toe was off. It might well be. They're not really giving us a very good angle here. Terry says well onside. I don't know about well onside. Offside. It's offside. It is offside. We got a bit excited and I think the goal's going to be disallowed. We're just about to get confirmation from the referee, and it is offside. It is offside. Trossard's goal won't count. It's 0-0 still. So when you've got three players like that in front of the goal and no defenders there, it does look offside. But then it was tight. It was very, very tight. It was just a fraction ahead, as Phil said, big toe. That's probably what it was. Dan says, Lehman getting sent off in the Champions League final. We were done after that. Yeah, exactly, because Almunia has come on. And that kind of sums it up. Anyway, VAR has just spoiled Arsenal's fun again. When it's stuff like that and there's a line drawn, you can't really argue too much with it. But it does spoil, it ruins the game, doesn't it? It's just terrible, really. Nathan says they can tell it's a tight call. Just show the lines. Why does it take so long? Yeah, why does it take so long? Because, I don't know. Rajendra says that was faster play, more based on training and too much thought. It was just getting the ball in the box, exactly. Rajendra says looks onside. Well, it's not. It's offside. They've given it as offside. I think it was offside. Look at the lines. I mean, it's a horrible decision when it's that close, but I suppose that's what VAR is supposed to be for. Arsenal going to get fired up now, though, with that. What they'll feel is a slight injustice. I mean, it isn't in the sense that it probably was offside, but anyway. We're going to have 3 minutes of stoppage time, which we've just come into now. Arsenal finishing the half well after a difficult sort of first 35 minutes, really, wasn't it? And we thought we'd gone in front, but we haven't. Anyway, Gabriel Jesus now on that far side. He was bullied out of that quite easily there, but he's won a free kick, funnily enough. It was Ayo who came across, and he's going to get a yellow card, the big Norwegian. He seems a little bit surprised by that. I mean, it was quite an aggressive. Challenge. Rajendra says it was his big toe. Yeah, it probably was. But can you imagine if that was at the other end of the pitch and they get a goal, and it's equally as much offside by a fraction of an inch, and the goal gets given, we'd be really upset, wouldn't we? You know, and that's the one thing the VAR should never get wrong, because they've got the technology with the lines and stuff. Yes, they've got them wrong before, we know that, but they're the ones they shouldn't get wrong. And when they get that, and you can see the lines, it is offside, you think, okay, fair enough. It doesn't make VAR suddenly the best thing, because it isn't. It ruins football, but it is there for that reason. That's one of the things it should get right, and it's got it right by the lines on the pitch. So anyway, we've got a free kick. We've still got a chance to get a goal before half-time. It is Trossard who was denied that goal just a moment ago with this free kick. It's on the edge of the penalty on this near side. It's more like a crossing position rather than a shooting position. It's about 5 yards outside the penalty on this near side. He's got a chance to whip it in. He does whip it in. It goes all the way through, but Brentford managed to scramble it away. And Arsenal are finishing this half on top. Zinchenko just lost the ball forward. It's a Brentford ahead that gets there, and the second ball as well. But now William Saliba gets it on his chest and thought about playing it back, and instead has kept the move flowing with Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka now finds Trossard. Now he finds Martinelli. Sorry, it was Zinchenko. Now it's with Declan Rice. Zinchenko again. Plays it all the way back though to Gabriel. Arsenal keeping the pressure on. Can we get an end product here before the break? We've got a minute and a half till half time. The cross comes into the box, flicked on by Martin Odegaard, and it came behind him. He just tried to flick it back over his head. He had someone behind him actually there. It got a deflection. That's probably why it went slightly behind, and he's tried to flick it into the path of Tomiyasu, but he's just flicked it wide. And he's not had much impact in this game, has he, Martin Odegaard? Having missed the last 2 or 3 with this concussion that he apparently had. I'm not sure about that. Rogendo says it has been done in Newcastle where the Northern refs have been biased. Well, no, I mean, that one, we don't know. I mean, I didn't see the lines for that one. I didn't see the line. In fact, the half-time whistle was gone. I didn't see the lines for that one, so you can't really tell. Obviously, they've put the lines on here. You can see it quite clearly. He was just offside. And that's what's happened. Anyway, it is half-time. It is Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. And that's going to end up being a big talking point, really, when it maybe shouldn't be, because VAR have got that right when you look at it. The more talking point for me has been Aaron Ramsdale, who has looked very, very, very dodgy. A couple of occasions where he's almost gifted goals away. Twice, in fact. One, he dallied on the ball, and then in the end, Declan Rice had to clear it off the line, and then there was a throw which slipped out of his hands and again presented Brentford with the ball in a dangerous area. It didn't come to anything again, but anyway, Terry says, boo, that was rubbish. It wasn't great. It's not been a great game. You have to say it's not been a great game at all. But anyway, Nathan says, would you change anything at half-time? But Terry's gone, yes, sack Arteta. Maybe not at half-time. As a man, have you ever been sacked at half-time before? I'm not sure if they have. But would I change anything at half-time? I don't know. What concerns me is the bench. Because you look at the bench and you think, what you know, we need something a little bit different in attack, really, don't we? Because we've not created hardly anything. I don't know. You look at the bench, Kai Havertz, Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah are only 3 attacking players. And are any of those 3 that likely to come on and change this game? I would say no, quite honestly. And then we look in what defensive players, aren't we? Neni, Jorginho, Cedric Suarez, Kirion, Ben White. So none of them players look to me as the type of players that you bring on to win a game. So it's difficult to know what changes to make. I don't know. Is Fabio Vieira injured, by the way? He's not on the bench, is he? And says there, is it offside? Well, it was given as offside. It looked offside when the lines were on the pitch. So, yes, I'd say it was offside. It was a tight one. It was millimetres in it. But that is what VAR was brought for, was it? It was brought in for that reason, to be able to give those decisions and get those decisions right. And I think when you look at the lines, they've probably got that one right, haven't they? But anyway, Terry says, Arteta and Havertz can share the cab fare. Oh dear, it's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen, Terry, I'm afraid, my friend. It's not going to happen. But yeah, my concern is not so much would I change things. I'd like to change things at half time, Nathan. I would, mate. But what's there to change? Who can come on the bench to make a difference in this game? I can't see much there myself. Look at that. No, you wouldn't bring Eddie on for Jesus. I know Jesus has been fairly quiet, but he's better than Eddie Nketiah, isn't he? He's more likely than that. Reece Nelson, no. Again, he's not as good as the players that are there in those positions, is he? So I'd say no. Phil says Vieira's on a ban for his. Oh, of course, yeah, he got a red card, didn't he, in the last game? That's why I forgot about that. That's of course, yeah, he's got a ban. Phil says VAR here to suck the joy out of life. No, you're right, of course. I mean, I do think that decision in the end is right. When you look at the replay, the lines on the pitch, you could say that's right. The fact that they're that tight almost makes me think that. I know Arsene Wenger wants to bring in that change where there needs to be daylight between the players, don't they, for it to be offside or not. And I kind of quite like that. I think if it's that tight and the VAR's got to look at it 5-10 times to come to the decision, maybe you've got to think to yourself, give that as a goal. I always remember years ago, when I first started watching football and playing football, it was always, they used to say that they want to give the advantage to the attacking team. The reason why they changed the offside law back in 1925 is because they felt as though it was making the game too defensive. So they changed it. There had to be less players. It used to be 3. They knocked it down to 2 between the last forward and the goal. And they did that because they wanted to make the game have more goals. And also as well, they said that, they wanted to give advantage to the attacking team. And it seems as though VAR always is given the advantage to the defending team. And it's kind of not what the offside law was brought in for, not what it was changed for. But anyway, it is what it is. As says by Trossard. Yeah, Trossard was just, when Jesus headed the ball, Trossard was just a millimetre ahead of him. So he was offside. And that was where it was offside. Virginia says, we don't have enough likes for goals either way. No, we probably don't actually. There's only 14 people. Yeah, I think it was 16 before. In fact, we've been over 20 at some point. I mean, the problem is there's so many bigger channels out there that do watch-alongs. It's difficult for smaller channels to bring the audience in. We get more for the women's games because we put the effort in ahead of other channels to show the women's games. But, it is what it is. And I don't necessarily do it for that reason. I do it because I enjoy doing it and I enjoy interacting with all you guys that pop in the chat all the time. So I'd rather watch the game with all you lot than to sit on my own watching it like Billy No Mates. Wayne says they remember to draw the lines today. Yeah, they remember to draw the lines today. And when they do, you can clearly see there's no argument to be had, is there? You can't then argue with a decision and say, well, it's not offside. The lines show it was offside. So if they just put lines all the time, then there's no problem, is there? Because you can't argue with that, can you? You can't argue with it. Terry says, I thought they changed the offside rule because everyone understood it. Not like now. No, but I mean, in 1925 was when it originally changed, which was actually the year that Herbert Chapman took over at Arsenal. And it was on the back of that change and that he developed a new formation, Herbert Chapman, which changed football and changed things for Arsenal. We won loads of league titles in the 1930s and stuff like that. But it was originally, there had to be 3 players, didn't there, between the striker and the goal. Now then they changed it to 2. It's still at 2, of course. They haven't changed it in that sense, but it used to always be, I remember it always used to be to give advantage to the attacking team. That's what they said. Any doubt, you give advantage to the attacking team. And when there's doubt like that, when you have to draw a line and look at it 50 times, there's an element of doubt. Favour the attacking team, we get more goals in games. And I would like to see that brought forward as a rule for next season, but they're not going to change it, are they? Because as Phil said, they want to suck the joy out of it all. And that seems to be what they're doing. And that's all the VAR's achieved. It makes watching games nowhere near as much fun. I mean, I was at the Newcastle game a couple of weeks ago when, of course, it was at 10 minute, 8 minute, whatever how long it was, took them to decide about that, to decide that goal should have stood, the Newcastle goal. And like you're in the ground and you don't know what's happening. You stand there thinking, is it a goal? Is it not a goal? What they're doing? They put thing up on the screen, VAR are checking it, but you don't really, it does just ruin it. And, Newcastle fans celebrated the goal initially, then they didn't because it was at VAR, and then VAR give the goal and you celebrate again. And it's like, for me, that's not football. That's just not football. That's not the football that I fell in love with, unfortunately. But anyway, Magenda says, not yet to Terry there, going down 4-4. Well, it was more at the time, it was more, what he did was, every team used to play something like a 2-3-5 formation or something. That was how football used to be. And on the back of that, it almost became a 3-4-3 is how we used to sort of, how Herbert Chapman changed it. And from that, we got this 4-4-2 developed from that later on when teams wanted to become a little bit more defensively secure. You know, in the 1930s, if you remember, there were so many goals used to be scored. You know, Arsenal scored 128, 27 goals in 1931 because of the change. And Herbert Chapman developed this system to beat that offside trap, which had been in the 20s. There wasn't many goals and stuff like that. I mean, but yeah, it was more of a like a 3-4-3, I would say, where the wingers used to really push on. Bastin and Hume, Joe Hume, they used to get a lot of goals cutting in from the side, a bit like Arsenal do now, maybe to a certain degree. So yeah, it was a kind of a. I mean, when you think about it, in the late 1920s, early 1930s, that was incredible how far ahead of his time he was, Herbert Chapman. You know, putting in methods and stuff that is used now. You know, that's how advanced he was. That's how brilliant he was. Terry says there, who's that tight git that haven't pressed the thumbs up? Yeah, we don't know who they are. I'm sure they will do eventually. As says we should have scored at least 2 more goals. Yeah, but then Brentford should have scored 1 as well. That terrible mistake. So, you know, I think 0-0's probably about right, or a draw at half time is probably about right, if we're honest. Redemption said, with new offside, that will be easier for the assistants to flag for offside. Yeah, but they're not meant to flag, are they, really, until after the incident, because the VAR is supposed to check it. So you let play go on, you let a goal score or not a goal score. If the goal scored, VAR check it. Is it offside or not? Yes, no, goal, no goal. It sounds simple. Unfortunately, they've made an absolute arse of it, haven't they? Anyway, Nathan says, I'm not sure it'll ever happen. I would like fans to be able to hear what the VAR team are saying. I mean, we've heard, I know it's been a week or 2 weeks later, and those controversial ones, we've heard the tape played back, edited or whatever it might have been, we don't know. But I'm not really sure if that makes any difference. If you're in the stadium and you're waiting for 5 minutes for a decision to be made, does it matter what they're saying, really? I don't really care. I want them to get the decision done quicker, or not piss around with it at all. Just basically reach the decision straight away. Look at it once. Is it offside? Not sure. Give the goal. Is it offside? No, definitely not. Goal. Is it offside? Yes, he's clearly offside. We've just looked at a replay. Goal. If they don't know, if you look at it, is it offside? I'm not sure. I need to draw 50 lines. Give the goal. Give the goal. That's all you need to do. That's it. Done. Right? That's how it should be. That should be the rule. If you need to look at it more than once, it's a goal. Favour the attacking team. That's how it needs to be. Simple. And it'll be done, and there'll be no problem. Russell said, what I find funny is that we all saw a different angle, and yet VAR has used one angle and deemed it conclusive. Yet against Newcastle, they couldn't deem it conclusive with multiple angles. I mean, the Newcastle one, obviously, I didn't see any of the VAR going on because I was in the ground, and you could just see it on the screen saying VAR are checking this and they're checking that. So I didn't see what the process was in terms of what it looked like on the telly. I don't know, so I can't really say. For this one here, yes, you're right. But what they're drawing a line across the pitch, straight across the pitch, and that's the line, isn't it? Really, that you can look at it from behind or slightly forward, whatever it is. You can look at it in different angles, and it's not going to look the same. But if you've got a line drawn straight across the pitch, and one player's ahead of the other player, you can't really argue with that. I don't think that's how they should be doing it. I say it should be. Do you need to have a quick look? Does it look offside? Not sure. I need to draw lines. No, don't bother drawing lines. If you need to draw a line, just give the goal. Favour the attacking team. We'll get more goals, more excitement, and there you go. Russ says, I didn't think you could be offside if the keeper said. No, he was offside when he initially headed it, wasn't he? So when Jesus headed the ball went forward. Trossard was in an offside position. So then he's then active, isn't he? When the ball's saved and he then scores. So he's offside. It'd be like if the ball was played through. Or it was played forward as opposed to pulling it back. It's a similar thing, isn't it? The goalie saves it, he's inactive and scores. Anyway, I mean, I don't know the full rules of it, but he was offside at that moment, and that was when the ball was played forward. We've got an interesting comment here from RWF Edit. It says, I hate Arsenal. Well, that's nice of you, mate. I mean, it's nice to be a pop in and let us know. We're pleased for you. Terry says, anyone ready or want a lemon tea and a pork? Oh, you got pork pies on the go, have you? Oh, there you go. I'm not sure about lemon tea's not my thing. We'll have a pork pie. RFW, it says I support Chelsea. No, that's good for you, mate. Well done. I'm pleased that you're in Chelsea. Yeah. Okay, cool. And says kick-off draw is okay, but we should win. No, you're right. A draw is okay. I agree, but it'd be nice to win and go top of the table, wouldn't it? Anyway, how did Chelsea get on today, by the way? RF Edits, how did you get on? Did you do well today? I didn't see the score. Did you play? Not really sure, but anyway. Arsenal could be top of the league in 45 minutes. You're going to enjoy that, aren't you? Stay with us and enjoy Arsenal going top of the league. That would be good, wouldn't it? Dan's he had cottage pie. He did, Terry. You missed it earlier. Dan was having his cottage pie at the start of the game. You see, he was busy eating cottage pie. We know what he was doing. He was actually watching the show as well and coming in and chatting. You know, so you can do two things at once. You can multitask, and it was a nice cottage pie apparently as well. So, anyway, we had our kind of food discussion before the game today. I know it's normally half time. Phil says, so we live rent free anyway. We do indeed. Dan says they lost 4. I know they lost 4-1 to Newcastle. I watched the game. I was just winding him up. Terry says, I'd hate Arsenal if I supported Chelsea, but luckily enough, my dad must have loved me and took me time. But there you go, exactly. You see, it's almost like it could almost be considered child cruelty, couldn't it? Letting your child grow up a Chelsea fan or a Tottenham fan. It's child cruelty, quite honestly. You know, we were lucky. We were brought up properly, all of us in the chat, apart from obviously our Chelsea fan. But there you go. That's fair enough, isn't it? And says there, are we in first place because it was offside? No, we'll be in first place if we win. So obviously, if it was onside and it was a goal, at this moment, we would be top, but we're not because it wasn't given, unfortunately. Nathan says, making me hungry again. I would love a nice fish pie. There you go, you see. We've had all the pies out today, and we pork pies, cottage pies, fish pies. There was a shepherd's pie as well we had earlier, didn't we? So we've had all the pies today. So, yeah, it's definitely been a good pie day, hasn't it? Anyway, Arsenal coming back out onto the pitch for the second half. Aaron Ramsdale still in goal actually, so he's managed to last 45 minutes without getting taken off, so he's done well, hasn't he, even despite his mistakes that he made in that first half. Brentford are now coming out as well. David Raya there caught up in the Brentford team coming out for the second half as he was in the tunnel and he sort of jumped on top of him. Quite a nice moment, of course. He is still a Brentford player, let's be honest. He's only on loan currently still, which is why he's not playing today. He was having a chocolate there actually at half time as he came back out. I didn't see what chocolate it was. David Raya, he was having a chocolate, which was quite cool, wasn't it? You know, he's obviously been watching our show, and he knows that we have our chocolates at half time quite often, and he came out of his chocolate there, didn't he, David Raya? So fair play to him. See, Ramsdale wouldn't do that, would he? Ramsdale wouldn't come out for the second half with a chocolate bar to say to us, "Oh, look, I know that it's your thing on your show." He wouldn't do that, Ramsdale, would he? Anyway. That's why we like David Raya, because he'll have a chocolate at half time. Fair play to you, mate. I'm sure you enjoyed it. Anyway, it's going to be Brentford to kick off this second half. Arsenal are attacking the goal to our right, which is the end where the Arsenal fans are in that bottom corner. So it's going to be good. And says, it's okay if you hate Arsenal, don't be rude. No, he wasn't rude. He was just saying he hated Arsenal. That's fine. I agree with you. Everyone's allowed to hate Arsenal. In fact, the more people that do hate Arsenal tends to suggest that, there's a lot of jealousy going on, isn't there? Because we are the best, biggest club in the world, and that's the way it is. And whether or not we win things on the pitch all the time is irrelevant to that. Anyway, also coming forward straight away, Bukayo Saka on this near side. Can we get a goal early in the second half? Saka goes round the outside, puts the ball into the near post. It's flicked over by Martin Odegaard, or was it the defender actually? Ethan Pinnock, I think it might have been a Jamaican. The long ball forward there, and Arsenal maybe made more of that than it looked as though was possible. Martin Elliott found Saka, and it was a decent, dangerous ball there from Saka. He finally got it around the outside. Did it come off Martin? I think it might have come off Martin Odegaard, actually. I think it's going to be a goal kick. He landed on the roof of the net. It is a goal kick. Terry says Ramsdale would probably have dropped it. Well, he might well have done, or thrown it straight to one of their players, more likely. But we shall see. Anyway, Brentford now in possession. That's a long ball over the top, but that's going to go all the way through to Aaron Ramsdale, is it? Oh, again, he seemed to be a little bit unsure. And in the end, he's kicked it out. It was Mbeumo putting him under pressure. He's a good player, Mbeumo. I really like him. I think he's decent, actually. I'd like Arsenal to sign him. He just worked so hard. He made up the ground there to try to put Aaron Ramsdale under pressure, and he won his team a throw in the attacking third of the pitch. So brilliant play from him. Do you remember when Brentford used to do them long throws? Have they still got that player that took them? I can't remember. Anyway, they've got a throw in which would be a long throw position, actually, over on that far side. This could be a dangerous moment. It's for Arsenal. In fact, the throw doesn't go long. It just goes back up the line. And anyway, Brentford get it back out again to that far side. And they've won another throw, have they? Yep, they have. This time it's a bit further out. And we've played, 2.5 minutes of this second half. Nothing's really changed. The game is still... Don't you think Ethan Pinnock looks a bit like Snoop Dogg, by the way? Just a little observation there as he goes to take this throw in. He's got a bit of a Snoop Dogg vibe about him, hasn't he? Huggy bear. Anyway, it's a long throw in there to the penalty. It's flicked on. Gabriel doesn't really deal with it. It's gone behind. Is it a corner? It is a corner. Or is it a corner? I think the linesman looked like he'd given a corner there. The referee gave a goal kick, but is he going to go and speak to the linesman? Gabriel's gone down inside the penalty area. It looked like the linesman had given a corner. I'm not quite sure. The referee seemed to give the goal kick. Let's have a look. The throw comes in. It's flicked on there by the Brentford player, and it was flicked there. It looked like it went off Gabriel, actually. Anyway, Gabriel's back on his feet again, which is the main thing. It is a goal kick in the end. Nathan says, do you remember Rory Delap? Oh, I still have nightmares about Rory Delap, mate. Stoke, another team in red and white stripes. We always struggled there, didn't we? Them Rory Delap throw-ins. I think we conceded probably 20 goals from them, didn't we, over the years? Horrible, horrible place to go. Stoke wasn't it? Horrible. But yeah. Terry says, at what point do you think Arteta brings Havertz on to give Brentford the advantage? Well, who knows? 60 minutes. Terry says, Huggy Bear, Blimey Richard, you're going back some. Yeah, of course. I remember Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch, wasn't it? He's just got a vibe. He's got that vibe about him. And he played. It was Snoop Dogg that played Huggy Bear in the movie, didn't he? With who was it? Was in the movie now? Those two are always in films together, aren't they? Anyway, also coming forward now, Declan Rice plays it out to Zinchenko. Now it's with Martinelli. Can he get across? And he does get across him, but it goes all the way across the 6-yard box. It's gone behind for a goal kick. And says, go Arsenal. Indeed, yeah, come on, Arsenal. This is not really... It's not really been good enough, has it, today? It's not really been good enough. And that cross there from Martinelli kind of summed it up, really. No Arsenal player in there. Well, there was 4 players in the box. Arteta looks frustrated at that, and you can understand why. But, yeah. Anyway, it is a goal kick instead to Brentford, which Mark Flecken is going to take. Goes deep into the Arsenal half. It's flicked on. And then Buemo trying to get on the end of it, but Arsenal do manage to win the ball. Buemo's just non-stop, isn't he? Absolute non-stop nuisance he is. Anyway, Brentford back in possession again. Coming forward up this near side. Decent play that was there from Brentford. It was Jan now plays it back into midfield, and Brentford just keeping possession. Snoop Dogg now, who have got the ball, plays it back to the goalkeeper Flecken, who's going to go long again. Does go very long, but Gabriel's there with that header into the centre circle. It's very scrappy in there. It's been a very scrappy game. But anyway, Arsenal are looking to try to get this lead. That was cruelly snatched away from us just before half-time, wasn't it, with that Trossard goal that was disallowed for offside, and Martinelli's just committed a foul. There you go, a free kick to Brentford. We've played 50 minutes, so 5 minutes of the second half, 5.5 minutes actually now. And nothing's really changed, has it, this game? It's still very scrappy. It's still very... it's a transitional game, isn't it? The play going from one team to another, and no one's really getting on top, are they? Terry says, there's still one person that hasn't pressed the thumbs up button. Come on, chat. It's not that hard, is it? Just press the like button. And do subscribe if you are new as well. We are doing the women's game tomorrow as well, which is a 2 o'clock kickoff. We've been covering the women for, 3 years now. We're one of the first channels to cover them regularly. Not that we'll ever get credit for it, because some of the bigger channels no doubt will. We've only just jumped on the bandwagon. But anyway, not to worry about that. Anyway, Brentford coming forward now. Good defending from Tomiyasu. Just chests the ball back into the arms of Aaron Ramsdale. And Arsenal now are trying to find a breakthrough, which has been very, very difficult to come by. You have to say, really difficult to come by in this game. But I wasn't expecting much else, if I'm honest. I know how good Brentford can be, how difficult an opponent they are. Anyway, they're coming forward again over on that far side. Brentford inside the area. Shot comes in. Oh, just wide. It was Mbuemo again. Honestly, this guy, he's a great player, isn't he? Wow. He seems to be at the heart of everything that Brentford are doing in the attacking end of the pitch. He just works so hard. And there he goes again over on that far side. Decent first touch, cut in field, and tried to slot it in at the near post there, but couldn't quite find that angle. And it's gone wide. It is a goal kick, but another problem there for Arsenal to have to deal with. And Arsenal again sort of struggling to get the ball away, but we've managed to now. Now we can actually come forward, look to launch a counter attack with Saka on this near side. Plays the ball in field to Martin Odegaard. Arsenal haven't really got going in the attacking sense in this second half as yet, but there's still plenty of time. 52, nearly 53 minutes played. It is still Brentford 0, Arsenal 1 in this big London derby. A win for Arsenal, of course, will take us to the top of the table after Man City and Liverpool drew 1-1 earlier on today. So this is what's at stake for Arsenal. Yes, it's only November, but be nice to be top, wouldn't it? Yeah, that cross comes in over to that far side, finds Martinelli inside the box. Martinelli cuts back, plays the ball into the box again. It goes all the way through and no one's there to finish it off. Can Saka keep it in on his near side? He can, just about. Saka now having a run in the defence, plays it into the box there, looking for the run of Tommy. That's what I think it was. Ben Mee was across. I think that might have gone out. Is it a corner to Arsenal? It is, and Bukayo Saka's going to come across to take it. Terry says, oh no, let's hope Havertz pulls a muscle while warming up. Inevitably, Havertz is going to come on, isn't he? I don't think there's any doubt about that. It's not when he's going to come on, it's if he's going to come on. It's not if he's going to come on, it's when he's going to come on, at what time he's going to come on. Anyway, let's see. Saka's going to take this corner from this near side, whips it into the near post. Brentford heads there, and Brentford get it clear. Get it Mbuemo in there, and the ball drops now to Ayer, who's gone long. It's gone out for a throw to Arsenal just inside the Brentford half. We have played 54 minutes of this game, and it hasn't been the greatest entertainment that we've ever seen. And it's still anybody's game, and it's still very much in the balance. Declan Rice now driving forward in typical Declan Rice fashion, finds Tomiyasu on his near side, but he's tackled there by Norgard. Christian Norgard. He's had a good game for Brentford in midfield, as he often does. You have to say he's their captain and he leads by example, doesn't he, on the pitch for Brentford. There's Arsenal's captain Martin Odegaard, not been at his best today. Zinchenko plays out to that far side. Martinelli, can he get a cross in this time? He does get a cross into the edge of the 6-yard box, headed out by Ben Mee. But Bukayo Saka is going to pick this loose ball up on this near side. Plays it back to the edge of the box, gets it back. Saka inside the box. He's gone down, but he wasn't fouled. And then Mbuemo plays it forward. And now Brentford have got a counter-attack. Ramsdale's right out of his goal. Gets there comfortably. Plays it out to that far side. See, that's when you've got to be concentrated as a goalkeeper to be ready. He was there, to be fair. He was ready for that. And he came out of his box. And Martinelli just got himself a yellow card for a foul just inside to stop that Brentford counter-attack. And I think that's Arsenal's first yellow card, isn't it? Gabriel Martinelli is with it as well. And we've played 10 minutes of the second half, and that was a counter-attacking opportunity for Brentford. I say fair play to Ramsdale there. He was alert. He came out quickly and cleared the ball away. So Gabriel Martinelli just got himself a yellow card. It is a free kick to Brentford, about 20 yards inside their own half. Over on that far side is going to be goalkeeper Mark Flecken with it. So Arsenal have a little bit more defending to do here. That ball's clipped in towards the edge of the penalty area. William Saliba gets the header, and then Martin Odegaard can get it clear. Now maybe Arsenal got a counter-attack here with Martinelli. He's good defending again from Brentford, you have to say. And I think that was Onyeka there getting stuck in. And in fact, it's a throw to Brentford on this near side. You have to say Brentford have been very, very aggressive in this game. Oh, Brentford goalkeeper there, Mark Flecken, almost getting himself in a bit of a muddle, but he does manage to find Huggy Bear, and he's got the ball back again. Mark Flecken, he's going to go long this time, having survived that little scare there. He's wearing an all pink kit actually, which is a little bit strange when Brentford are in red and white. But anyway, kit goes long, but it's Zinchenko. Daly's too long on the ball, and it's fallen for Brentford. They've got an opportunity now. Played up this near side. This is an opportunity for Brentford here. It's the Ukrainian Yarmolenko plays it up this near side. And it's Janlet now. Can he get across in? No, he plays it back instead to Ben Mee. Brentford coming forward now, looking dangerous. But Arsenal defending it for the time being. There's a little bit of space now, though, for Norgard. Brentford are very physical, aren't they? Is that Mbuemo again? No, it's not. That's Onyeka. He's a good player as well, actually, in midfield for them. Anyway, Brentford coming forward now. Ball in towards the penalty. Well defended, though, by William Saliba. Shuffles it back to Aaron Ramsdale, who goes long. It's going to be a throw to Brentford. This is good play from Brentford, actually. This is probably the best spell they've had in this second half so far. But William Saliba came across there. Great defending from him. Saw that danger off. And then Ramsdale's cleared the ball away. And now it's up the other end of the pitch. And it's back with goalkeeper Mark Flecken again for Brentford. And it's played up this near side. And that's good defending from Tomiyasu. It's going to be a throw to Brentford. It's still Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. We've played 58 minutes. And Arsenal haven't had a real big chance in the second half yet. Neither have Brentford, really. So it's not been a game of too many chances at either end, has it? Arsenal did have that goal disallowed, of course, in the first half, just before half-time. Leandro Trossard, it was a close-range header, was disallowed for offside. And now it's a throw to Arsenal on this near side, which Tomiyasu is going to take. Can Arsenal find this breakthrough in this game? And I say a goal that potentially could take us to the top of the Premier League table tonight, due to Man City and Liverpool drawing 1-1, which is a decent result for us, I suppose. I mean, I don't tend to look at it like that. Our destiny's in our hands. We win our game, and that's all that matters. We can't control that. But in the overall scheme of things, a draw there's a good result, really. They both drop points, I suppose. And it's given us a chance to go top, but we need to take that opportunity. Martin Ødegaard gets a cross in, but it's a poor cross. There's no Arsenal player there. And again, Arsenal struggling to create chances. Our last away game in the Premier League at Newcastle, we didn't have one shot on target in the second half, did we? We haven't had a shot on target in the second half of this game either. So far, we've played an hour, and it hasn't been a great watch. Oh, Eddie Nketiah is getting ready to come on. It isn't Kai Havertz yet. It's Eddie instead. And, I mean, he's going to be the saviour, isn't he? Eddie Nketiah is going to make the difference. They're giving him instructions on an iPad. All you've got to do is say, Eddie, get yourself on there and score a goal, mate. You see the little white post at that end of the pitch with a net in it? Just put the ball in there. Simple. That's what you've got to do. Get yourself in the box. When the ball's there, try to get it in the goal. That's what you've got to do. Quite simple. You don't need an iPad for that, do you? Come on. They're overcomplicating things, aren't they, these days? Just get yourself in the box, and when the ball comes to you, you've only got to do one thing, and that's stick it in that net. And that's it. Mark Caesar said in, my friend, he says, today, lads, I'm tuning in from the local in Minneapolis. Is you in Minneapolis? Sorry, wow, fantastic. What a place to be. I hope you're enjoying it. It's Thanksgiving over there, isn't it? So I bet it's a lot of fun in America at the moment. Terry says, considering what's up for grabs tonight, we're playing crap. Yeah, we don't seem to be playing with the urge. I mean, I think we've got to give Brentford credit, to be fair. I think Brentford are playing well and making it difficult for us. But yeah, we're not really doing enough. We haven't done enough to be winning this game, I don't think, overall. Anyway, it's good that you're in America anyway. So it must be good over there for Thanksgiving. I know they love that, don't they? That's almost as big as Christmas. In fact, it's probably bigger than Christmas for them, isn't it? Dan says, come on, Eddie. What's he going to do, though, Dan? Come on, mate. What's he going to do? Seriously, come on. He'll score a winning goal now, won't he? And make me look stupid, but that's fine. Declan Rice plays it out to that far side. Zinchenko finds. Gabriel Jesus is playing right on that left-hand side. Just briefly there. Again, Brentford have won the ball, and now they're looking dangerous on the counter-attack. And this is where they are dangerous. Plays the ball out to that far side. In Buemo flicks it into the box, but it's not a great ball. Aaron Ramsdale's there. It was Wissa looking to get on the end of it. Johan Wissa. But it wasn't a great ball actually that time for Buemo. And Arsenal survive. And suddenly the game's opened up a little bit now. And Arsenal now coming forward with Trossard. Plays it back to Martin Ødegaard. Finds Zinchenko. Now it's with Martinelli over on that left-hand side. Cuts in field, plays it back to Zinchenko. Can he get a cross in? No, he plays it back out again to Martinelli. Can he get a cross in? There's two defenders in front of him. He tries to dink a cross out, hits the first defender. And then Brentford do manage to... Oh, that's not a good clearance, actually. More skied by Onyeka. Ben Mee wins a second header, and then Declan Rice picks the ball up. He is unbelievable, isn't he, Declan Rice? What an incredible player. Anyway, unless he gets the goal, it's not going to count for much, is it? Or unless he helps to create the goal, really. Anyway, Zinchenko plays the ball out to that far side to Martinelli. Can he get a cross in this time? He has a run around the outside. Can he get the ball into the box? No, he can't. That was good defending, actually, you have to say, by Brentford. Really good defending it was. Was that Godas? He's supposed to be one of their forwards. Really good play from him anyway. Good defending. The Iranian. Mark C says, yeah, we're running the same old attacking routines every time. Got mixed up. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. That's always the case. As I say, the system is the thing with Arsenal, isn't it? This rigid system. We've got to do it this way and this way only. And what happens when it doesn't work? You've got to have a backup plan. You've got to have something else. You've got to be able to do something different. And this has been a problem Arsenal have had. I think we've had this problem for 2 years. When it works, and that's fine. But it's when it doesn't work, that's when you've got to look at it. That's when you need to have another plan. Because in some games, in quite a lot of games, it's not going to work. It's not worked today. What are we doing? Nothing. And that's something that we need to change. We need to change something up. Anyway, cross comes in from Brentford, but that one's straight into the arms of Aaron Ramsdale. Gunnar Dan says, nice to have you with us, Mark. It is. It's great to have Mark with us again. Nathan says, all too predictable. Yeah, absolutely. But I've been saying this for 2 years. We're too predictable, but no one seems to want to listen because, we're winning a lot of games that we were expected to win without really doing much else. As it says, we are in third place. Yeah, we're in third place at the moment, yeah, but a win today would take us top because we're only 2 points behind Man City, are currently top. Mark C says, couldn't get on the pub Wi-Fi for a while. I see. Now that is a proper excuse, isn't it? Terry was late. He made up some excuse about talking to plumbers and that, and his phone rang and all this kind of stuff. We don't believe that, do we? I mean, not getting on the pub Wi-Fi in Minnesota. Where are you? Did you say Minnesota or somewhere? That's a proper excuse. That is. We accept that as an excuse because that's the way. Anyway, Eddie's coming on now, so I'm glad you've got connection for your internet because Eddie's on. Terry says, bloody Yanks, you just can't rely on them unless it's friendly fire. Absolutely. Anyway, Jesus is going off and Eddie's coming on. So there we go. Eddie is going to be the saviour of Arsenal, I'm sure, today. Jesus doesn't look that happy to be going off, really, but we don't know how fit he is. He did play 97 minutes for Brazil the other night, so you'd assume he's fit enough to play a full game. But the Holy One, Mikel Arteta believes Eddie Nketiah is going to be the better option for these final 25 minutes of this game. So Eddie Nketiah is coming on. And let's see if he's right, shall we? Is Eddie going to be the difference maker in this game? Gets the goal to send us to the top of the league. Will he do it? Tommy has to with that throw there. Finds Martin Ødegaard, gets it back, and then Martin Ødegaard is offside. How poor is that, by the way? To be offside in a position like that. That is terrible, that really, honestly. That is bad. He's not had a great game again, Martin Ødegaard, has he? I said before the game, he'd missed a few games. He wasn't great in a couple of games before that. He's not been great today, is he? He's not in a great spell of form, is he, Martin Ødegaard, for whatever reason, I don't know. But anyway, let's see whether or not he can get his form back. Whether or not he'll play the full 90 minutes either, having just come back from injury. I've got a feeling we may well see Jorginho very, very soon. Anyway, it is Zinchenko over on that far side. Lofts the ball over the top, looking for the running behind of Eddie Nketiah. It's his first touch. He's very wide over on that far side and gives the ball away, but Arsenal want to throw on at the back of that. And now Brentford are making a couple of changes. Neil Maupay is one of them to be coming on. Our old friend Neil Maupay, of course, remember him from his Brighton days when he injured Bert Leno. And anyway, he's going to be coming on very shortly. But anyway, also coming forward now, Tomiyasu. It's now with Martin Ødegaard. Plays it out to this near side, Bukayo Saka. A little bit of space. Can he get a cross in? Plays it square to Declan Rice. Plays it back again to Bukayo Saka. Also quite happy just to say to play it sideways and backwards. Saka now trying to get a cross in. Twisting and turning. Can't find the angle. Plays it square again to Gabriel, who stepped forward. Now it's with Declan Rice. And Arsenal looking to try to get the ball into the box. And Eddie's there. Heads it over. Was it Ben Mee just in front of him? I think it was. I think it's going to be a corner to Arsenal. That was better. You see, again, we get a crossing. Look what happens if we get a crossing. We actually create chances. We've had 3 or 4 chances from crosses into the box. That was good defending, actually, from Ben Mee. Oh, he just got there first. That was great defending, actually. Mark C says, the beer's good. Well, as long as you enjoy yourself, mate, that's all that matters, isn't it? Terry says, only if you really, really abuse it, Mark. Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal again on this near side. Are we going to get this breakthrough? The corner comes in to the near post. The header comes in. It's gone in the net, but the referee's already blown his whistle. Brentford didn't really defend that. Eddie Nketiah has gone down. Not really sure what's happened now. Arsenal did score, but it's not going to count. The referee had already blown his whistle. The referee is now speaking to Eddie Nketiah and Yarmolenko, the Brentford player. Are we going to take this corner again? I think we're going to take the corner again. We did go off on that one just there, actually. Bill said Eddie's making waves already. What, by missing a header? Well, actually, no, he didn't miss a header, did he? It was good defending, actually. Anyway, it's going to be Bukayo Saka with this corner from the near side. Whips it in again towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but it's too close to goalkeeper Flecken. And that was good, safe handling there from the Dutchman. We have got 21 minutes of normal time remaining. It is still Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. And not many chances to tell you about, unfortunately. Brentford are trying to create one now. Instead, they've won a throw over on that far side. And the Brentford fans pushing their team on. Brentford will feel they can win this game, I'm sure. They're still in it. They've had 1 or 2 opportunities of their own, haven't they, to get in front. Anyway, the ball's now back with goalkeeper Flecken again. He plays the ball into midfield, and Brentford now trying to come forward. Arsenal getting bodies back and making it difficult for Brentford, and the ball's been played all the way back again to goalkeeper Mark Flecken. Into the last 20 minutes here at the G-Tech Stadium. Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. Are we going to see a winning goal? Is it going to be an Arsenal winning goal? Oh, Flecken there getting in a bit of a muddle there with Eddie Nketiah, but manages to get away with it. The goalkeepers have had some strange moments, haven't they? Both of them. Brentford now on the counter-attack, a lot of space over on that far side. This could be a dangerous moment for Arsenal. The ball played in to midfield. The shot comes in straight at Aaron Ramsdale, and it stays 0-0. But that was a dangerous moment there on the counter-attack. It was an optimistic shot to take a first-time shot from about 30 yards. It was a Ukrainian guy there, and it was discarded straight into the arms of Aaron Ramsdale. Dan says, come on, Arsenal score so I can go back to killing zombies. Well, yeah, what you need to wait to kill the zombies later. They're not going anywhere, let's be honest. Plus, they're already dead. You can't really kill a zombie, can you? Because surely they're already dead. Isn't that what zombies are? They're just the people that come back from the dead, aren't they? So they're already dead. How can you kill a zombie then? You have to chop their head off or something. Anyway, I'm guessing it's a computer game, not real life. But who knows? Anyway, strange world in Cornwall, isn't it? So maybe they've got zombies in Cornwall. I don't know. I've not been for a long time. Anyway, 2 substitutions there for Brentford. Neil Maupay is coming on. And who else is coming on? Oh, Shandon Baptiste is the other one to come on. And who is going off? Let me see. Johan Wissa's one of the players coming off. who missed that big chance in the first half, didn't he? After the mistake by Aaron Ramsdale. And Neil Maupay has come on for him. And Yarmolenko's gone off as well. And it is, I say, Shandon Baptiste who's come on, the Grenadian. So that's the two substitutions there for Brentford. 72 minutes played. And Arsenal now got a throw with Tomiyasu on this near side in line with the Brentford penalty area. Throws it into the penalty area, but it's headed away by Brentford. And again, the second header as well. Declan Rice now picks out. It's come to Zinchenko, tries a shot, deflected away. It is going to be a corner to Arsenal. Terry says, there was time we scored there and you could be a zombie yourself. or it got eaten by zombies by then, potentially, didn't it? That's what happens to zombies. Anyway, it got deflected off on Yeka. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal over on that far side, which Trossard's going to take in front of the Arsenal fans in that corner. So let's see. Gunnar Dad says, yeah, tourists and grannies are zombies. Sounds like the North Bank at the Emirates. Anyway, a corner comes into that near post. Oh, good header again from Brentford. And they win the second header as well. And now they look to try and launch a counter attack. It was a bit of a miskick, though. The clearance there, I think it was from Yanel. It's gone out for a throw to Arsenal over on that far side. Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. We're getting to that point in the game now where you feel like one goal is going to be enough. Who's it going to be to get it? Will it be Arsenal or will it be the Bees? But it is Arsenal looking a bit like wasps in this kit, actually, and playing against bees, which is a bit strange, isn't it? I suppose you could say the kit's a bit like a bee, isn't it? The colour of it really sort of black and luminous yellow. Steve's with us as well. There's worse players than Rambo. Is there? Okay. Nice of you to join us, mate. Terry says, hooray, Steve is in the house. Good to see you. It is good to see Steve, yeah, of course, over there in Australia, of course. A long way away from us. A lot better weather as well, I'm sure. It's been absolutely freezing here today. And it's not going to get much warmer now, is it? You wouldn't imagine as we come towards December. And Neil Maupay making a nuisance of himself already. And he's just committed a foul on Tomiyasu. And he's given away a free kick. He's only on loan from Everton, Neil Maupay, actually. Martin Odegaard's got a little bit of a knock on his knee in that earlier passage of play there. Oh, it was a nasty one there. It was a fellow captain of Brentford, the fellow Scandinavian, Christian Norgard there. It was a fair tackle. He won the ball. He's just on a follow through. His knee crashed into Martin Odegaard's knee. They're always painful, them, aren't they? But yeah. So let's see. Anyway, it's a free kick to Arsenal. Aaron Ramsdale is going to take this free kick. 75 minutes played on the clock. It is Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. And you have to say not much opportunities for Arsenal. Maybe we've got one now, have we? Almost, but not quite. And is Eddie Nketiah has gone down there, maybe, or was it Saka there? Brentford now trying to come forward themselves. William Saliba there under a bit of pressure, but he's done well. Well, in fact, he hasn't done well because he's just given the ball away. Brentford now inside the Arsenal penalty. Is this going to be the moment? Oh, good defending that was there. Was that Saliba there having made the initial mistake? And in fact, it was Gabriel that made up for that, actually. Neil Maupay it was. Terry says, to be fair, Steve, you haven't really missed anything. No, you haven't, mate. You haven't really missed much at all. It was a disallowed Arsenal goal in the first half for an offside. But yeah, you haven't really missed too much, if you're totally honest. Anyway, Steve says, typical Arsenal, got a chance for top, but don't want it. I mean, to be totally honest, right? Yes, it'd be nice to be top of the league. It'd be nice to win this game. Of course it would. But I only care about being top in May, to be honest. That's my personal feeling. I'd rather be top in May than in November, but there you go. It'd be nice to be top in November and May, of course. But let's see. Anyway, William Saliba just done some great defending again. Him and Declan Rice are they're our two best players, aren't they? Let's be honest. Really, they are. Let's be fair. Different caliber of player, those two. But there's not enough of that type of quality around them, is there? Zinchenko's just lost the ball. And Brentford now looking dangerous. Ball inside the box. That's good feet. Shot comes in. It's blocked. It's going to come to that far side to Mbeumo. Chips it into the penalty area. Header comes in. Oh, it's cleared off the line again. Played back in. Put wide. And Arsenal hanging on. That was Zinchenko there. Got it off the line. I think it was his mistake initially, actually. And I'm not sure what happened. Let's have a look at the replay here. It was good play on the edge of the box. A shot comes in. It got deflected. It went to that far side. It was Mbeumo. Got to the line. Pulled it back. The header comes in. Cleared off the line from Zinchenko. Wow. And then the shot, the follow-up went wide. That was Neil Maupay's header. I don't know if Ramsdale may well have got across and saved that anyway. But it was a brilliant, brilliant block. And Nathan says they're living dangerously. It was DMD good. Well, I mean, it was a good save from Zinchenko. It wasn't Ramsdale that saved it. But anyway, Arsenal got away with that one, and that's a couple of times now we've had one off the line. Mark C says riding our luck. Yes, we certainly have done on a couple of occasions in this game. We definitely have, and you know, you could say Brentford have rode their luck on that VAR call that went their way, but I think he was offside by the rules of the game. Oh, Kai Havertz is coming on. Terry's going to be pleased. Kai Havertz is coming on to win this game for us. You watch. Kai Havertz and Eddie Nketiah between them are going to score this goal, create and score the goal that's going to send us top of the league. You watch. Anyway, he's not quite ready yet to come on. It's going to be a couple of minutes yet. We've got 12 minutes to play plus stoppage time. And the ball's gone out for a throw to Brentford. Maybe this is a time for that substitution to be made. I think Trossard, it might be, that's going to come off. Maybe Odegaard, actually, because he's not done that well, has he? Terry says, come on, Arteta, bring Havertz on. So they've got an excuse why we lose. Mark C says, Terry's favourite player coming on, yeah. Oh, it's Martinelli going off, actually. Martinelli going off. There we go. So Martinelli's off. Kai Havertz is on. And let's see what difference that makes in these last 12 minutes of normal time that remain. So Kai Havertz going to be the hero, sent us to the top of the table. His first actual proper goal that isn't a gifted penalty. Let's see if he can make the difference in this game. It needs somebody to make a difference because we don't look like we're going to score, do we? Anyway, Kai Havertz straight away into the box, pulls it back, almost wins a corner. What an impact that would have been. Oh, Brentford don't really clear it away. It falls to Martin Odegaard, plays it across the box. It's in, Trossard went for shooting. Instead, he plays it out to that far side to Zinchenko. Gets it back again. Trossard, good feet. Finds Declan Rice. He drives a shot just wide. Got a deflection, I think it was. It's going to be a corner, is it, to Arsenal? That's better. Let's get some shots in. DMD says Arsenal should smash through the mid-Brentford defence. Well, they've played well, Brentford, actually. They've played well today. They've had a decent performance. And we haven't quite been at our best, have we? Terry said, did you say hero or did you mean hero? Well, he could be a hero, couldn't he? If he gets the goal, gets the winning goal, it sends us to the top of the league. You'll never hear the end of it, Terry, if he does. We'll be going on about it for weeks. Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal. And Declan Rice is in a little bit of pushing and shoving. Is that with Baptiste, the substitute? Redandra says Martinelli had a yellow card. Oh, he did have a yellow card, you're right. Yeah, you think that might be the reason why he took him off then, potentially? It could be, couldn't it? So we'll see. Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal from that far side. Trossard is going to take it. Leandro Trossard. It was his disallowed goal. Played it into the near post again. It's a Brentford head. In fact, the referee's given a free kick. To be fair, I think the referee on the pitch has actually done well today. This Tim Robinson, he's a newish referee to the Premier League, isn't he? I say he refereed the Arsenal women's game last weekend, and I've been impressed with him actually. I think he's done well on the pitch today. He doesn't seem to have been necessarily biased one way or the other. He's made some, bad decisions, but he's equally for both teams. And I think overall he's handled the game well. He hasn't made too many mistakes, I don't think. I think he's done well, the referee. And, we criticise them. We're quick to criticise them when they get things wrong. So I think it's only fair that we praise him when they have a decent game. And he's done well, Tim Robinson. So well played, mate. Anyway, Arsenal now have an opportunity. Didn't quite fall for Eddie, but it's fallen to Tomiyasu, finds Martin Odegaard. Arsenal get a little bit more urgency now. Zinchenko lets that run. Trossard's cross. Goalkeeper's there. Takes it off Kai Havertz's head. and it is going to be another Arsenal attack that doesn't even produce a save, or not a proper save from the Brentford goalkeeper. I'll never understand this, right? It's a very, very cold evening, right? Very cold. You can see the players' breaths and all that kind of stuff. I've been out to that. I know how cold it is. And goalkeepers wear short sleeves. They must be absolutely freezing because it's not like they're running around. I mean, I wear a top, like a base layer underneath my top anyway. And I'm running around when I play football. So standing around as a goalkeeper, I wouldn't be able to do that in a t-shirt. Anyway, they're a strange breed, goalkeepers, aren't they? Terry said there, they just said this is the ref's 11th Premier League game. Yeah, he's not had many, no. He's a new referee in the Premier League, isn't he? I think he's done well. And I say he was refereeing the Arsenal women last week. So he's had an interesting week, hasn't he? Doing WSL games, doing the Premier League. Fair play to him. I'm sure he was in the Championship, wasn't he, before that, I think. Anyway, the cross comes in from Brentford. When he dealt with it too well, the ball's inside the Arsenal penalty area. But we are managing to get it away now. But not very far, actually. Brentford now looking down. So that ball's flicked into the penalty area. Ramsdale comes and gets it. Not a problem at all, that was. He's had a much better second half, Aaron Ramsdale, hasn't he? I don't know did they calm him down at half time? Did they give him a pep talk? I'm not sure. He looked a bag of nerves in the first half, didn't he? But he's certainly been a lot better in the second half, Aaron Ramsdale. Anyway, Kai Havertz has just lost the ball over on that far side, and no one is particularly surprised about that. It was Snoop Dogg that actually took it off him. And he runs back Ethan Pinnock into the penalty as Arsenal still got the ball. Declan Rice, 25 yards out, plays out to that far side to Trossard, who's now playing out in the position Martinelli was in before. Zinchenko now, he's put a couple of good balls in today. He's put another decent cross in there. It's only a Brentford head that gets to it, though. But it's only going to fall here for William Saliba. Hits it first time. Gone wide. Ambitious effort from William Saliba. So he did score on his ground last season for Arsenal. And he tried his luck there. It bounced up, fell up nice for him there. Hit it on the volley. It was always curling away from the goal. The goalie, I think, looked like he had it covered. We are into the last 6.5 minutes here at Brentford. And it is still 0-0. And Arsenal are going to pass up this opportunity to go top of the table. Liverpool and Man City both drew earlier on with each other. And now we've had an opportunity to go above them. And we're not currently taking it as things stand. But there is still 6 minutes to play. Terry says, Arteta's shaking his head now. He knows how I felt for the last 3 seasons. Well, all of us, mate. Nathan says Snoop Dogg. Yeah, Snoop Dogg. He just reminds me of Snoop Dogg, that's all. You better look about him, isn't he? Ethan Pinnock. He's done well, actually, at the back for Brentford. So, obviously Snoop Dogg's quite a laid-back character, isn't he? But Pinnock's had a good game for Brentford today, I think. He's defended well. In fact, they've all played well, Brentford. I think they've really been a difficult opponent. But suddenly now Arsenal with a man over here, Eddie Nketiah over on that far side, cuts in, tries a shot, but it's too close to the goalkeeper. Flecken, Eddie looking to be the hero there. But rare mistake at the back there from Brentford, actually gave the ball away. Saka played it out there to Eddie Nketiah, and he had better options there. There was 2 players running into the box, Martin Odegaard and Saka, and he tried a shot. And if you're going to try a shot from that type of angle and you don't score, you've got to expect to get a little bit of grief off your teammates there who had made the run into the box for him. DMD says a silly shot in City, at least. Yeah, I think he should have just pulled it across the box. There were 2 players running in. But anyway, he didn't. And Brentford now coming forward over on that far side. All hard in over there. He got past Zinchenko a little bit too easy, but then slipped over the ball. And that prevented what looked like a dangerous moment, actually, for Arsenal. Just the way he slips over was quite funny. Anyway, Brentford now back in possession. It's with Ben Mee. Not related to Bertie Mee, in the same way that Eddie Howe's not related to Don Howe, which has been going around on Twitter this week. Mark C says, Eddie lifted his head and look around, son. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just had one thing on his mind, didn't he? Anyway, Arsenal coming forward again. Martin Odegaard into the last 4 minutes. Tomiyasu now on this near side. He's had another decent game, hasn't he? Tomiyasu solid defensively, got forward well. Bukayo Saka. Tomiyasu gets it back. Now it's with Declan Rice, goes past a couple of challenges. Tomiyasu, Martin Odegaard, Arsenal building a little bit of a head of steam now as we move in towards the last 3.5 minutes. at the G-Tech Stadium. Saka's cross, not a great cross. And I think it's Snoop Dogg headed that one away. Comes back to Saka. Now it's back with William Saliba. Now it's with Declan Rice. Arsenal trying to put the pressure on as we move into the last few minutes of normal time here at Brentford. Are Arsenal going to get this late winner? Trossard over on that far side. Try to look for the runner. Zinchenko well cut out actually by the Brentford defence, but Arsenal back in possession. William Saliba finds Tomiyasu, who plays it into the box. Good defensive tackle there from Ben Mee actually on Eddie Nketiah. But Brentford haven't really cleared the ball away. But now they get the opportunity to play it forward. It's not just an aimless ball with Brentford, is it? When they look to launch a counter-attack and hoof the ball up the pitch, it's not an aimless ball. They're always looking for somebody. Steve says, poor guys, it's cold. It's cold. It's freezing here, mate. It's been freezing here today. First time we've really had a proper winter's day today. It's been really, really cold. I played football this morning. It was absolutely freezing. Anyway, Martin Odegaard with the cross headed out by, I think that's Snoop Dogg again. I say he's had a good game at the back there. Anyway, Trossard now inside the Brentford penalty. He's also going to find this late winner. Trossard plays it square. Tomiyasu's shot blocked. And then Brentford do manage to scramble it away. And it comes all the way through though to Aaron Ramsey. That's all Arsenal pressure now as we move into the last 2 minutes of normal time. There's going to be a bit of stoppage time in this game though. You do feel there's going to probably be, 5 or 6 minutes, you would imagine. Martin Odegaard now on the edge of the penalty, and Martin Odegaard finds Bukayo Saka. Can he get across? And he does get across in. There's a player on the far side. Oh, it's in. It's Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz with the goal. Terry is going to be pleased. Everybody's pleased. Arsenal are going to the top of the league. Wow. What did we say? Kai Havertz was going to come on and score the goal. And he may well have scored the goal that sends Arsenal to the top of the league. Kai Havertz. Wow, it is, of course, now. 1-0 to the Arsenal. It was Saka's cross from this near side. Lovely ball. Again, you see, play a ball into the box. Good movement from Havertz at the far side. Headed it down as well. That was crucial. Headed it down through the goalkeeper's legs. It's gone. And if you head it straight, the goalie saves it. That's actually a good header. That he headed it down. Look at that. That's a great header actually at the near post. That's the only way you score that is to head it down. And Nathan says, "Get up." DMD says, "Havertz." Mark's laughing there. DMD says, "That's it, Arsenal. Get in." Steve says, "It's a goal, Steve." Yeah, it's definitely a goal. It's Kai Havertz with it. 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again. And he just signals over to the bench there. That'll do him some good. That the Arsenal fans are loving it. I say we are going to be top of the league. You do feel that's a lot into the last minute of the 90. And Brentford have just made a substitution as they try and get themselves back into this game. It will be our second win. It's Lewis Potter that's come on. In fact, that's not his name. It's well, it is. His name's Lewis Potter, but his actual first name's Keane Lewis Potter, which is a great name, isn't it? It's almost he's got 3 surnames. Mark C says classic Arsenal. Redanda, Terry's favourite player. Terry says that's got to be offside handball if it ain't. This world's. Well, yeah, exactly. It was a good header actually. It was a good goal. Well, good cross, a good finish. And Arsenal are now just stoppage time away from going top of the league. But Brentford coming forward, looking to try and get something out of this game. That you have to say they probably deserve something. Brentford, Arsenal. We've had that goal disallowed and we have now scored one. Going down says, I think his left sock was offside. It may well have been. It was a good header. That was a great cross. Now Brentford have an opportunity to cross into the box from them. That one's headed away by Zinchenko. And Eddie Nketiah tries to get it forward, but gives the ball away. We're going to come under pressure now, aren't we? 4 minutes of stoppage time there's going to be for Arsenal to hang on. And there was that substitution. Brentford Godas has gone off. And Jorgensen's gone on. He's the one with a long throw, isn't he? And he's in fact, it's Snoop Dogg's going to take this long throw from this near side. Phil said, and he did it all by himself. No gifted pens today. Indeed, he did. That long throw's come in towards the near post. Arsenal just about get it away. In fact, it's a free kick. Was that Tomiyasu? I think, has been fouled. and we've played 1.5 minutes of stoppage time. DMD says Saka assist. Yeah, it was. Redemption says no way offside. No, we were just joking. Of course, it wasn't offside. Redemption says there were 5 defenders. Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't offside. We were just joking about saying it was offside. It was definitely not offside. It was definitely a goal, and Arsenal definitely lead. And we are into stoppage time, and it is going to be Kai Havertz with the goal to send us top of the league. Declan Rice has just been given player of the match, which to me is pretty standard. He's player of the match every time he plays because he's just brilliant. So anyway, Jorginho and Ben White are coming on, and Saka and Ødegaard are coming off. So my Mikel Arteta is just basically shutting up shop, isn't he? That's what he's doing. DMD says Declan man of the match. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, Declan is just an absolute Rolls Royce. Phil said we need to say sharply. Yeah, we do. We've just gone back now, haven't we? Bringing 2 defensive players on. We're going to sit deeper now, invite a little bit of pressure on. You feel in these last couple of minutes of stoppage time, but time is very much against Brentford, and we are edging closer and closer to going to the top of the table. And that ball's played over top. Brentford still coming forward. They still believe they can get something from this game. Are they going to put a cross into the box? They do put a cross into the box. The edge of 6-yard box. Ramsdale's there. Good hands from Ramsdale. And he gets some congratulations off his teammates there. They know how important this game is to him, but how important it is to us as a team as well. He needed to come and claim that cross, and he did. I say he's had a much better second half, Aaron Ramsdale, you have to say. He got over the nerves he seemed to have at the beginning. And yeah, anyway, that's a long kick downfield. But Brentford win the header. We're now, 40 seconds away from the end of stoppage time and going back to the top of the league. Header comes in again from Brentford. Arsenal just want to just keep possession for these last couple of seconds here that remain. Kai Havertz, who's going to be the hero tonight. Absolutely, there's no doubt about that. That's a great crossfield ball, but Brentford have won it again. It's gone back to the goalkeeper, Flecken. Brentford are going to have to go long with this. It's a throw over that far side. This is probably going to be the last chance that they're going to get, Brentford, if they're going to get something from this game. We're into the last 10 seconds of the 4 minutes. There may be a little bit more just because of those changes that Arsenal made. The ball dinks over the top into the box. Good header away from Tomiyasu, I think it was. Oh, Gabriel, sorry. And now Gabriel gets the ball back again. And we've played the 4 minutes now. It's just whatever the referee's adding on. Brentford, though, back in possession. They might get one more chance to get that ball into the Arsenal box. Arsenal might have a little bit more work to do before we can claim the 3 points and claim that place at the top of the table tonight. Brentford, though, still in possession. Ball played out to that far side. It's played into the penalty area again. Up this near side. It's headed back across. Arsenal scramble it away. And what's happened here? Oh, it's going to be a throw. It's going to be a long throw to Brentford. And it's going to be Snoop Dogg, a.k.a. Nathan Pinnock, to throw this in. This is Brentford's last chance. Surely it's their last chance. The throw comes in. Oh, it was a poor one. It's gone all the way through to Aaron Ramsdale. I think the final whistle's going to go any second now. It has. And Arsenal have won. We are top of the league. We did it the hard way. We had to work and battle for that, but we've got it done. Terry says at least Havertz must be worth £1 in January transfer window now. He's not going there, is he? Nathan says, well played, Ramsdale. A good second half from Ramsdale, you have to say. He did well. DMD says clean sheet for Ramsdale it was. Steve says really. I mean, Ramsdale, first half he was very shaky, to be honest. He made a couple of terrible mistakes. But in the second half he was much better. Didn't have a lot of saves to make, did he? Mark C says, we are top of the league. Indeed, we are. DMD says, guess what? Back to the top, indeed. Nathan says, great result. It was a great result. Absolutely brilliant result. Because I said, I knew this was going to be a tough game. Not many teams come here and win. It's only their second home defeat of the season. And Havertz, his last-minute winner away from home. That's what you want, isn't it? I'm actually really pleased with Kai Havertz. He's had such a difficult time, hasn't he, at Arsenal so far. He really has had a difficult time. And it's not worked for him. He's not been the player we all thought he might be, we hoped he would be for 65 million. We've all been disappointed with his performances, but he's really struggled. But today, he's come up top. He's come up trumps when it mattered. And we're going to end the weekend top of the league because even if Tottenham win their game, they can't go above us. DMD says Arsenal can play better. Absolutely, of course we can. Mark C says, yeah. Although we haven't really this season, have we? We haven't really played much better than that this season. Really, that's been a pretty standard Arsenal performance. But we keep ticking away, getting the results. We're top of the league. And Mikel Arteta is dragging Kai Havertz over to the away fans. He looks embarrassed by it, Kai Havertz. And maybe that they're making too much of this. They're making too much of it. You know, they did the same at Bournemouth when he scored. You know, yes, he's got a goal. He looks like a shy character, doesn't he? You know, he's done well today. He took his goal well. And yes, of course he's going to go over with the fans. Don't make a big drama of it, though. You know, I don't think that didn't help him last time, did it? And I don't think it's going to help him now. That's just not his character, is it? That's not his character. But yeah, brilliant stuff though from Kai Havertz. A good goal as well, a really good goal. Great cross from Saka, it has to be said. And there you go. Nathan says, yeah, they can play better, no doubt, but to take 3 points off Brentford away while not being at your best is pretty good. No, it was you have to say it's a good away performance today, really. Aaron Ramsdale looks quite emotional as he walks over to the fans. He probably knows that may well be his last game for Arsenal. You're getting that feeling. He's almost in tears there as he goes over to the fans, looking very, very emotional. Probably knowing he's not going to play much more, is he now? Probably until January, and then he may well be off. But he did okay, didn't he, today in the second half? You know, it was a day for the players that's maybe been criticised. Kai Havertz with the goal, and he's going to get an interview as well. And Aaron Ramsdale as well with a clean sheet, back in the team for today. Mark C says, yeah, it's the Here Wizards I'm drinking. Oh, okay, never heard of that, but that sounds good. Vajendra says, not quite 4-1, but a grinding win from a poor performance. D&D says, mind you, Ramsdale been out of goal last few games. Yeah, he probably won't play again this season, I wouldn't have thought. You know, we're out of the Carabao Cup, but he might well be gone in January. Anyway, Steve says, bye. Yeah, see you later, Steve. Thank you for joining us, mate. If you're around tomorrow for the women's game, please join us for that as well. It'll be good to see you. Terry says, I still think we should sell him. Only 100% sure now. No, I mean, I don't know. What I want to see him is now push on from here. He's got his goal. He made a big impact today, and we just need him to push on from here. And hopefully, that's what he'll do. You know, but he's got the goal that's put us at the top of the league. I'm not sure if Ramsdale's happy or sad. It's difficult to tell him. He is looking quite emotional either way, isn't he? Ramsdale. He's got his clean sheet though. I say he didn't have a shot to save, did he? In that second half, he took a few crosses well. He's got himself a clean sheet, and I'm sure that's going to make him feel a lot more happy with life. But of course, it's Kai Havertz with the winning goal, 60 million down the drain. But wasn't today, was it? Is it worth 60? Is the goal worth 60 million? It puts us at the top of the league. And if we win the league by 2 points at the end of the season, you could say that goal tonight at Brentford was the goal that made the difference. DMD says, Havertz hit the haters. Well, let's not quite get carried away yet. He made a big impact tonight. He got a winning goal, a late winning goal, and you've got to say, what more could he have done? Nothing more today. But what he needs to do now is he needs to push on from here and start having a bigger impact in games, doesn't he? That's what he's got to do, hasn't he? For me, that's exactly what we've got to do. Terry says, Havertz lived off that one goal at Chelsea for 3 years. Although that goal was in the Champions League final, though, Terry. It's slightly different to a goal in the Premier League that's put us top of the table in November. Phil says, bet that was nice for Chelsea fans. Yeah, there was a Chelsea fan earlier, wasn't there? Saying how much I hated Arsenal, and it was their player they let us have. That's just what won us the game. Nathan says, where do you think Ramsdale goes in January? Not sure. Depends who's interested, who comes in for him. I don't think it'll be one of the top 6 teams, because I've said it before. I think if Ramsdale wouldn't be number one goalkeeper at any of the top 6 teams, I don't think he would. So I'm looking at a team maybe a little bit lower down. Not quite sure who needs a goalkeeper necessarily, but it might be abroad, who knows. But well done, Kai Havertz today, I have to say. Mark C says, the 3 points are more important in performances today. I'd give Rice man of the match. Yeah, I mean, Rice got man of the match. You pretty much you could give Rice man of the match every single game because he's just brilliant, isn't he? And I say I am pleased with Kai Havertz, I have to say. I've desperately wanted it to work for him because, he's an Arsenal player and we want him to do well. But it hasn't quite happened, has it? Really? And is this going to be the difference that is that going to be a difference? We'll have to wait and see. Regina says Havertz has 2 goals. Yeah, one proper goal and 1 penalty that he was gifted. But yeah, he's got 2 goals. Regina said we keep Rambo. I don't think we will. I think he's done. DMD says Saka is it his 9th assist? Wow, incredible. Regina says we need a good number 2. Yeah, we do need a good number 2. Yeah, but we need a number 2 that is prepared to be a number 2 and not going to spit their dummy out when they're not number 2. Phil says back to Sheffield. Yeah, that's an option, isn't it? I mean, they can see a lot of goals. Their goalkeeper's not up to much, is he? So that could be where he goes. Maybe you're right. That might be where he ends up. DMD says keeper true. Taylor gone. Martinez would have been good. Well, of course, Martinez would have been good. Yeah, we know Martinez would have been good, but we got rid of him, didn't we? But yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I just got a feeling, to me, that looked like, the way he came over to the fans, the way he reacted at the end, that he probably knows that may well be his last game for Arsenal. I got that feeling from his reaction. That was all. Maybe it's wrong, but that was a feeling that I got from that. And obviously, David Raya is going to play in the Champions League, isn't he, during the week? So, and you'd imagine in the Premier League next weekend as well. Nathan says Ramsdale will see himself at high. Well, yeah, he probably does see himself as that, but is he actually? I'm not sure if he is. I don't think he's a top 6 goalkeeper. I mean, I like him. He's a nice guy. He's a bit of a character, isn't he? But as a goalkeeper, he's not good enough if you want to challenge for the top honours. That's why Mikel Arteta brought David Raya in, and that's the situation. And I think today we may well have seen the last appearance of Aaron Ramsdale. And he, if he goes out like that on a clean sheet, he got away with a couple of mistakes that he made in that first half. But if he goes away with a clean sheet, at least he'll have that memory, won't he? And that's a good way to go, isn't it? Rather than maybe playing a few games later on and conceding 3 or 4 goals and going off in a bad way. It's nice to go like that, isn't it? Regina says, yeah, we don't have the funds for a very good goalkeeper. No, but if we sell Aaron Ramsdale, we'll get money in because he's on a long contract, so we'll get decent money for him, and then we can look at getting. I mean, you don't need your number 2 to be a number 1, do you? What you need your number 2 to be, you need your number 2 to be able to come in and do a job when they're needed, and that's what a number 2 is. You don't need a great number 2, do you? You just need a half decent. I mean, Aaron Ramsdale to me is a good number 2. He's a good number 2, and that's what. If he's going to be at a top 6 club, if he's going to be at a club like Arsenal challenging for things, he's only good enough to be a number 2, and that's fine. And if he's happy with that, then I've got no problem with that. But it seems as though he thinks he should be a number 1, and for some reason it seems as though loads of Arsenal fans think he should be number 1 when he's clearly not good enough. But he's okay for number 2, and that's the sort of level of goalkeeper that we need to be a number 2. Someone like Ramsdale, that's fine. Or if he wants to stay and be number 2, that's great. But if he wants to leave, we'll just get someone else. That's the way football works. It's not. You can't afford to be sentimental, can you, about footballers, because they leave all the time. You can't afford to be sentimental about them. You just can't. So yeah, if he goes, he goes, and good luck to him. If he stays and wants to fight and be number 2, then brilliant. I'll support that as well. DMD says, yeah, he seems not today clean sheet. But Longs will be a different match. Of course, it will be tough. Eddie Emmy says, 75 million important goal from 65 million Havertz. Fans just let Havertz rest. How many goals has Martinelli, Jesus scored? No, you're right. I mean, Martinelli's got 2 goals this season. Jesus has got, he might have 3 or 4, but yeah, and obviously Havertz has got 2, so he's not far behind him. You're right, absolutely. That's a fair point. Although Martinelli didn't cost 65 million, did he? We'll leave it to Jesus. Terry says, ain't Arsenal the only team he's played for that hasn't gone down? No, I think was it Wimbledon he played for? They didn't go down over the day. DMD says, Saka, Jesus back from injury. Yep. Saka, yep. Naval says, Dean Henderson would be a good shout for number 2 for me. He'll want to be a number 1 too, though. Yeah, Dean Henderson's all right, yeah. Is he still at Nottingham Forest? Because he was at Forest, wasn't he? Because he was at Man United. He went to Nottingham Forest on loan, didn't he? Which is strange because obviously our other number 2, Matt Turner, went to Nottingham Forest, and now he's not in the team, is he? So I don't know what's going on with it all. The old goalkeeping thing is quite tricky, isn't it? And I think it's the one position, isn't it? Because it's not like if you're a striker or you're a midfield player, you're a defender. even if you're second choice, you're always going to get minutes. You can come off the bench, you can get minutes. You've got an opportunity to prove yourself on the pitch in training and stuff like that. And if you're a goalkeeper, though, you're not going to generally get subbed on, are you? And you've got to wait for your chance. You might get one game here and there if you're number 2. It is difficult, isn't it? And I can understand why you get that dissatisfaction. It's difficult to keep 2 good goalkeepers. I remember when we signed Ramsdale and we had Bernd Leno. I'm thinking there's no way Bernd Leno is going to stay as number 2. And he didn't, and he went. You know, Martinez was worried about being number 2, so he went to become a number 1. And I think Ramsdale, if he's got anything about himself and wants to, thinks he should be a number 1, he's going to have to leave Arsenal to be number 1, because he isn't Arsenal number 1 anymore. He's not. Whatever anybody thinks, he might be wearing number 1, but he's not Arsenal's number 1 choice goalkeeper, is he? David Raya is, obviously. We've seen that because he's played the last 10, 12 games, whatever. So yeah, he either has to think to himself, right, okay, I'm going to knuckle down. I'm going to be happy being a number 2. Well, not happy being a number 2, but I'm going to be a number 2 and work as hard as I can. Or he's going to think to himself, right, okay, no, I'm going to go and get to be number 1 somewhere else. And that's his decision to make in a degree. Yes, I think Arteta is going to have to be a part of that decision. The club are as well. But I think, the way I remember there was blowing kisses to the crowd and stuff like that. I've got a feeling he thinks he knows his days are up, and he's going to probably be leaving January, I think, probably. That would be my say. Terry says, problem with half the Arsenal fans, they've never seen Arsenal win anything and are happy with the top 4. I mean, obviously, we've got a whole generation of Arsenal fans that's never seen us win anything other than the odd FA Cup, because we haven't won the league for 20 years. So unless you're 25 years old or older, well, maybe 26, 27, you won't remember Arsenal winning the league, because you're not old enough, and that's not your fault. Those younger fans, it's not your fault you haven't seen Arsenal win the league. My son Emerson, he's 21 next year. He's not seen Arsenal win the league. He was a baby when we did last time. So, you're right. They don't know what it's like and top 4 and challenging for whatever it is seems good, and I can understand why that seems good. But obviously, for maybe us of an older generation that have seen Arsenal win leagues and win big trophies and compete regularly and not bottle every trophy that comes along, maybe we've got a little bit. I don't know. Maybe we want more from this team. Maybe that's what we're doing. The money that we've spent, the length of time this manager's had, maybe, we just expect more. I think that's maybe what it is. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. But that's the standards that I have for this club. For me, this club shouldn't be going 20 years without winning a league. Shouldn't be going 21 years without winning a League Cup. Shouldn't be going 30 years, without winning a League Cup. 30 years without winning a European trophy. Arsenal shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't accept that. We should be demanding that we start winning these trophies. We should have been demanding it for the last 10 years, and we haven't been. And you're right. And Arsenal fans now seem quite happy with the fact that we're slightly better now than we were a few years ago. Well, we're top of the league, let's be honest, let's enjoy it. But do I think we're good enough to go on from here and win the title when we've got Man City, Liverpool there? No. I think we're short. I think we're going to probably come 3rd this year, possibly even 4th if Tottenham aren't a flash in the pan. But I think that's where we'll finish this season, personally. And we're going to have to throw all our eggs into the FA Cup basket if we're going to win a trophy again, because we're not winning the Champions League. We're just not going to. We're just not. We're just not at that level yet. I'm not sure if we'll ever be under this manager, but that's another issue. Mark says another clean sheet. There hasn't been enough. Absolutely hasn't been enough, no. Nathan says Leno's done well at Fulham. Yes, Leno's a great goalkeeper. I always thought, I was actually quite disappointed the way Leno got treated, because I thought he was doing pretty well. We bought Ramsdale in, who I didn't think was much better. I didn't think he was better at all. He was better at one aspect of his game, which was with his feet, which wasn't Leno's strength. But as an all-round goalkeeper, Leno was better, I thought. But anyway, the same thing's happening now. I think Raya's a better overall goalkeeper than Aaron Ramsdale. So I've got no problem with the situation that there is. And if Aaron Ramsdale leaves, he leaves, and that's it. We'll get another number 2 in probably, because Carl Hine, who was on the bench today, isn't ready to step in yet. He's too young and inexperienced. I think we need someone else. We'll probably get a loan in January, I would imagine. We'll probably get a loan. Do you remember a few years ago we got that Brighton goalkeeper, Matt Ryan, on loan, didn't we? I think that's what we'll do. I think we'll get a loan. I think Aaron Ramsdale will go in January, we'll get a loan until the end of the season, and then we'll buy someone. That's what I think. DMD says there you can see a shaky keeper. Yeah, I agree. I think he is a shaky keeper, Regina says, come on, you going to see tomorrow? Yeah, we'll see tomorrow for the women's game. Looking forward to that as well. Terry says, later, Regina, indeed. He says, Leno has some good seasons at Arsenal, especially. I thought he was a good keeper. Yeah, I thought Leno was a good keeper. Solid, reliable goalkeeper. Doesn't do anything stupid. He's just solid, does his job. Decent goalkeeper. I always liked him. And he's doing well now. Terry says, please believe me, Arteta ain't the answer. No, absolutely not. He's not the answer. No, we know that. But let's see. If we win the league this year, I'll be happy. I don't care. I won't necessarily forgive him everything that's gone on. But ultimately, that's the goal, isn't it? To win the Premier League. And if we win the Premier League this year, happy days. Absolutely happy days. DMD says, good to see Arsenal move up with the top teams as they can twice in a row. Yeah, but we need to start winning things, don't we? That's the thing. We need to start winning things now. Mark C says, no matter what happens tomorrow, we can't be overtaken. No, we can't. No, we'll be top of the league for the next week at least. DMD says, Villa, an interesting game. Yeah, Villa, of course, playing Tottenham tomorrow. Phil says, we're lucky to have had George Graham. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we are. Of course we are. Yeah, and I think that we've been spoiled a little bit, maybe. Having that era of that 25 years or so of George Graham and then into Arsene Wenger, all those league titles. The cups under George as well, European Cup Winners' Cup, all that kind of stuff. And we were fortunate that we've experienced all of that. And I want the younger generation to experience those things as well that we did. It'd be great, wouldn't it? Because it means Arsenal are back winning trophies again. And I'd love them to experience that. I'd love my son to see Arsenal winning trophies like I did when I was younger. But I can't see it happening under this manager yet. I can't see it. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. DMD says, always good to have keeper defence, good communication. Let's see how that ball shifts. Yeah, let's see what happens. I mean, he did okay today, Ramsdale, in the end, clean sheet. Fair play to him. But he's still only number 2 for me. DMD says, Man City Spurs this week. Yeah, and who's got a great record at Man City? Spurs. So you wouldn't be surprised if they pick up a result there, would you, really? Nathan says, when does Arteta's job come under pressure? I don't think he wins the league or Champions League this season. The money spent, the time at the club, he should be winning, to be honest. No. See, I agree, right? We're not good enough to win the Champions League this year, no. We've been out of it too long. We need 2 or 3 more years of being in it to get back into the swing of it again. And I agree, we're not ready to win that this year. The Premier League, well, we're top now. Yes, we're not even halfway through the season yet, so let's not get carried away. But we've got a chance. I personally don't think we've got the depth in the squad. Look at our bench today, very weak, really. I know it was a side who came on and won it for us, but when you look at Man City's bench, when you look at what Liverpool have got on the bench, we don't have that same depth of quality. So that concerns me with the league. But the FA Cup's the only other thing we'd have left to win. And we've won that before. And I don't think the FA Cup anymore is enough. It's the only trophy we've won in 20 years. We need to start winning something else. The bigger ones is what we need to start winning. And I agree. He's had long enough now, 4 years, lots of money. If we win nothing this season, but we're in the top 4, he's not going to get sacked, is he? If we're out of the top 4 and we don't win anything, maybe. But I think we will finish in the top 4. I think we will, because I think we're good enough. We've got a good enough team to do that. Mark says, I'm off for a few beers. I enjoy, mate. Definitely enjoy that. Good to see you again. Everybody, have a good evening yourself, mate. I'm sure you will. Looks like you're in the right place for it. Terry says, my worry is Declan Rice injury away from. Yeah, I mean, that is true. He is an injury away. That worries me because of how good he is. But he's hardly been injured for the last 3 or 4 years at West Ham. So let's hope he stays injury free. DMD says, have fun. Yeah, and yourself, mate. Thank you for joining us again. Maybe see you tomorrow if you want to watch the women's game with us. Terry says, Mark, enjoy and behave. Yeah, well, no, don't behave. Do whatever you want. Have some fun, mate. Don't worry about behaving. Behaving's no fun, is it? Where's the fun in that? Go out and enjoy yourself. Nathan says, thanks for the comments. Have a nice evening, everyone. See you all tomorrow. Yeah, thank you very much for joining us again, my friend. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. The game starts at 2, so I'll be in about 1:45 and we'll get ready for that one. The Arsenal women, of course, against West Ham. Big game. Wouldn't it be funny if Arsenal women could go top of the league tomorrow as well? What a weekend that would be for Arsenal. But anyway, we are 3 points behind Chelsea in that particular one. So we'll see. Terry says, see you later, Nathan. Yeah, we will see you all tomorrow. So, yeah, it's finished there at the Brentford. Well, I say the Brentford Community Stadium. It's not. It's the GTEC Stadium, isn't it? Brentford nil, Arsenal 1. Last-minute goal. Wow. a last-minute winner away from home's always good and fun, isn't it? And it was Kai Havertz who got it as well. I am pleased for him. I know we've given him some stick on this show. We have done. We've never been totally happy with what he's done so far, Arsenal. There's no doubt about that. But you have to say, I'm so pleased for him today. And fair play to you, Kai. Well done, mate. And hopefully you can grow from this and you can build and you can become the player we want you to be, the player that, we've paid £65 million for. And we're all praying and hoping that you do and you can. And let's hope today's the start of that. But you sent us to the top of the league, mate, and we're happy. We're really happy for you. Terry says, the police shoot you in Yankee Doodle. Well, they do sometimes, yeah, but you can still have fun. They don't shoot you for having fun, do they? That's in this country. You get shot for having fun. I think in America, you're all right. You're allowed to have fun in America, but not too much fun, obviously. But enjoy yourself. So yeah, I mean, we got the win, and of course, it was a win by a scoreline that we quite liked. One 0 to the Arsenal. Kai Havertz as well, brilliant. So yeah, that's a good win. We're back top of the league. Well, we're going to be top of the league all weekend. And Terry says yes, hopefully sold. No. Come on, I mean, he's here. We want him to do well, and today could be the turning point for him, couldn't it? Could be. We'll have to see what happens in the next few games. But well done, Kai Havertz today. Well done. I'm delighted for you, mate. I really am. And you need to build on it, mate. You do. You've got to build on this, and you've got to start becoming an important player, a game-changing player in the future as well. That's what we want to see you do that, and you did it today. And brilliant. So yeah, we got the win in the end. It was hard work, wasn't it? It was really, really hard work. We left it late. The final minute of normal time for the goal. It was a great goal, great cross from Saka from the right-hand side, a brilliant header at the far post by Havertz, headed it down through the goalkeeper's legs, and Arsenal top of the league. And you look at Kai Havertz, right? You look at him there celebrating a goal in front of the Arsenal fans, and he looks a shy character. He looks almost embarrassed, doesn't he? And and I think that hopefully today he'll come out of himself a bit more. Terry says, yeah, Richard, have your optimism, but don't hold drift. No, I mean, it's up to him, isn't it? It's up to him to build on this goal today. I'm personally pleased for him. I am, because he's had such a hard time, and you can see he's looked down. He hasn't looked happy. And hopefully today, I don't want people to go too over the top with it. I thought the celebrations at the end of the Bournemouth game wasn't great. Some of it today looked a bit forced. Just let him do what he wants to do. If he wants to go over to the fans and jump around, let him do it. If he wants to stay in the background, let him stay in the background. Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe that's what he wants. So, let's not push him into the front if he doesn't want to be there. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, we got the win today. It was an important win. It was a tough game. Were we a bit fortunate to win it? Yes, maybe. The disallowed goal, you could say, was a bit iffy. I think he was offside. We had a couple of let-offs, didn't we, with some terrible mistakes at the back. We almost paid for 2 clearances off the line. But we got the job done. And that's all that matters, isn't it? And it was a good goal at the end to win it. Little Covers in Aiden says, let's hope the Girls win tomorrow. Yeah, let's hope they do. I'm sure they will. I'm really confident that the women will win tomorrow against West Ham. We'll have to see. It's going to be a good game at the Meadow Park, isn't it? I know you're going, aren't you? So enjoy the game. Andreas is going as well. So if you see Andreas, say hello to him as well. We're going to get him on a show at half-time if he's got internet signal. So we'll see. That's going to be good. Looking forward to that tomorrow, as always. Terry says if he wants to leave, do not encourage him. So I don't think he wants to leave. I just don't think he's a flamboyant character, is he? He's very reserved and shy almost, and that's fine. He doesn't. Everyone's different, aren't they? Everyone's got different character. If this is a start of his, if it is the start of his becoming a good player for Arsenal, happy days. And if it turns out to not be, and that's the way it is, and if it doesn't work for him, it doesn't work for him. But I want it to work for him because he plays for us and he's cost us a lot of money, and he's important today. He got a winning goal. We've got to be happy for him. And for the team today, we had to work hard, dig in, overcome some difficult moments in that game, and that's 116th win out of 200 games for Mikel Arteta. 34 draws and 50 defeats. Too many defeats, clearly. but no one's won as many games as that in their first 200 as Arsenal manager for any manager that's been manager for 200 games. So what more can you do? Little Cubby says, yes, I'm going. I'll be in the North Bank. Yeah, I know Andreas is in the East Stand. He's got a season ticket in the East Stand, so you might not see him then. But if you're still knocking around outside the ground, be nice to say hello. No, it should be a good game tomorrow. I think we'll win fairly comfortably, if I'm honest. West Ham are struggling a bit. We're in a good run of form. We've got the attacking talent. Wow, incredible. But we'll look at that tomorrow anyway. So I'll be at 1:45 for that one tomorrow. So join me for that if you can. We look forward to that. But today has finished here at the Brentford. Oh no, I keep saying the Brentford Community Stadium, the G-Tech Stadium. Brentford nil Arsenal 1. Kai Havertz, 90th minute goal. Brilliant stuff. And just when you score in the 90th minute, it's 0-0. What it makes it. Which is what we like. It's been a favourite scoreline, hasn't it? Little Cubby says, what does he look like? Well, you can't really miss him because he's about 6'8". He's very tall. I'm sure you've seen this show, haven't you? You'll recognise him if you see him. You will definitely recognise him. He's very tall. So, yeah, if you see someone about nearly 7 foot tall, I don't know if he's normally got an Arsenal baseball cap on, actually. So yeah, if you see him, you'll know him if you see him. I'm sure you will. Terry says, "Come on, you Gooner girls. Let's make it another double winning weekend." Indeed, yeah. I say, and if Chelsea were to lose their game, we could potentially get to the top of the league, couldn't we? So we could, men and women could be top. That'd be good, wouldn't it? But the men are top anyway. Regardless, we're going to be top all weekend, and we're going to enjoy it while we can. We were top for a long time last season. We didn't quite manage to finish it off, did we? Is it going to be different this time? Well, it remains to be seen. But so far, so good. 17 games played, and we are top of the league. And that's good. I have to get that tune back out again, won't I? Because I had it last season, didn't I? Because we were top for so long. I'll wave. Yeah, give him a wave. Give him a wave and a thumbs up. He'll love it. So he says, look out for the giraffe. Yes, he is very tall. He is definitely very tall. So you won't miss him if you see him anyway. I say his seats in the east end, quite close to the dugout, actually. Just behind Jonas's dugout is where his seat is. So, but yeah, that'll be good. That so yeah, definitely give him a wave if you can. But yeah, so Arsenal have won then, top of the league, and it's great. A little cover says Chelsea lose heaven. Yeah, it would be heaven, but we're not going to guarantee that they will because they don't tend to very often, do they? Let's be honest. But they will at some point, and we're playing them next game after this one, aren't we? So. But yeah, let's we'll enjoy the women. We'll enjoy being top of the league tonight. We'll enjoy a match of the day later, I'm sure. And thank you to everyone for watching today. Please give us a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Subscribe if you are new. I'll say we've just moved into the 2,000 subscriber mark. Wow, incredible! Just for this little channel like this, it's amazing, really. I can't believe it. How it's grown, and it's down to you guys tuning in every week, watching the show. And it's by you guys giving it a like and liking what we're doing, it means that YouTube then pushed it onto other people's feeds, other people find the channel, and that's how we've grown. And it's down to what you guys do for us as well. A little company, I stand right at the back in the corner on the right. Oh, okay, that's the other side. That's where the west side is. Is it the right? Is it the right as you look at it? Is it the right? As you know, as you come through the turnstile, is it the end there, or is it the other side? Obviously, the east stand is as you come through the turnstile, it's just there, isn't it? Although they've slightly changed it, haven't they? The ground, they've slightly changed it outside, haven't they? I've not been there this season, so I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I'll be going again at some point. Terry says, Richard, great show again, and see you tomorrow. And well done the chat. Hit that thumbs up button anyway. Yeah, hit the thumbs up button because that is, I say, it's that actually drives the channel and puts it in front of a new audience and makes different people find it, and some people then subscribe, and that's how it grows, isn't it? But we'll see. Yeah, so join me tomorrow anyway for the women's game, because that is going to be really, really good. And of course, we're going to enjoy tonight, aren't we? Arsenal are top of the league, and we do quite like that, don't we? Even though it doesn't mean much in November. Let's be top in May, shall we? Let's be top in May. That's what I want to see. Not beginning of May, the end of May. That's what we want. Little Cubby says there, right as you look at it near the turn. Oh, no, yeah, that's quite clear to that corner, isn't it? So Andreas would just be sort of in them seats along the sides behind the dugout. So, you will probably see it because he's the tallest guy in the ground, I would imagine. He'll definitely be the tallest one there. So you pretty much, so he'll have his Arsenal cap on, probably Arsenal jacket as well. So you won't miss him. Corny Schooners, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. So Arteta needs to ask himself why it was always going to be a sub that got the result for us tonight. Well, funnily enough, you say that, but when I looked at the bench, and we were saying it actually in the second half when it was 0-0, looking at it thinking, who realistically have we got to come on and make a difference in this game? And it was only really Havertz and Nketiah and potentially Reece Nelson that if we needed a goal, you could think one of those three could do something. But in the end, it turned out to be Havertz. Wasn't expecting, but we're happy. But that's football now isn't about 11 players, is it? It is about the squad, and it doesn't really matter, does it? Whether it's one of the starting players who scores, whether one of the subs, you could say it's a genius substitution, and the manager, deserves a lot of credit for that. But I don't know. I think that it's a squad game. The squad wins and loses the game, and that's the way it is. So let's look at it on the positive side. He's made a substitution. It's worked, and we've got 3 points that we didn't think we were gonna get for a very long time in that game. So, it's a good substitution. It's worked, and it's happy days, isn't it? Little Cubby says, above the shot, right? Yeah, okay, no problem. That's not a problem at all. So what's your subscriber count? It's saying 2.01 at my end, looking about. I think it's a little bit more than that. Hang on 2 seconds. I think it might be like 2020 or something. Let me just. I'll tell you what the live subscriber account is. Hang on. Where are we? So the live subscriber count is 2022. Is what it is currently, which is great. So thank you for everybody for subscribing. We was on, I think, 2011 or something at the start of the show. So we've gained a few subscribers throughout that show tonight, which is good. And hopefully we'll get a few more tomorrow for the women's game. We do tend to get more people watching the women's games, and I think one of the reasons for that is because not so many people do them, and we've been doing them for 3 years now or more. So because we love it, so we just love doing them. So yeah, anyway, thank you everyone for watching today. I am going to go and maybe have a cup of tea. I think that's what I love, a cup of tea. So he says, congrats, Richard Rosa. Well, I mean, I say it's down to you guys, isn't it? The work that you guys put in by liking the shows and watching and stuff like that, that's what puts it in front of an audience, and that's what leads to people subscribing. And, I'm grateful for every single one. When I started the channel in 2020, I never thought I'd get 10 subscribers or 100 subscribers, let alone over 2,000. It's incredible. And, we're still growing, aren't we? We're still growing. And that's what it's about, isn't it? And hopefully we'll continue to grow. And we'll certainly be looking to grow tomorrow because we've got a women's game on and we love that. So, yeah, join us for that then. But I say, thanks for watching tonight, guys. It has finished Brentford 0, Arsenal 1, and Kai Havertz scored the goal. And Terry's absolutely delighted about that, as you could tell. But it's good that we've won. We're really happy with that. And let's hope that it's the start of a good run for Kai Havertz and we're top of the league. And let's hope we can stay there, eh? Because, last season we were top for so long. And I think that made it more frustrating, didn't it? I think if we hadn't been top all season, we finished second. I think all of us would have been like, wow, what a great season it's been. Because we were top for so long and we had it in our hands and we let it slip through. I think that's why you look at the season differently afterwards, don't you? So this season, maybe it's slightly different. We've been top for little bits and pieces here and there. We're top now. We're going to be top this weekend. We need to build on it. Of course, we've got another game in midweek, Champions League game. Obviously, I'll be here for that one as well. And then, we've got a game next weekend as well. So it's not easy, but we've got a potentially winnable game next weekend, and we're at home. So we've got a chance to go into December, pushing on top of the league, which would be great, won't it? But anyway, that's all to come, isn't it? For now, we'll enjoy today. We'll enjoy this weekend. We've won 1-0. Kai Havertz has scored. Brilliant. I'm so pleased with it. Honestly, I'm so pleased with Kai Havertz. We've criticised him a lot. We feel it's been justified due to his performances, but today he was brilliant, and I'm so delighted for him. Really, really pleased for him. So well done, Kai. Build on this, my friend, and we look forward to you doing a lot more great things for us the rest of this season, and that might be the difference maker you can be for us winning a big trophy or not. So well done today, everybody. We had to work for that, battle for that today. We did, and you have to give them credit. Little Cubby says, I'll have me bruised banana hat. Oh, fantastic. Everyone loves a good bruised banana hat. You can't go wrong, can you? The bruised banana, probably the greatest Arsenal kit ever. So that'd be good. But yeah, I say Andreas is coming on a short half time, actually. Hopefully we can get a signal there. So that'd be good. But yeah, so that's that then for tonight. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back at 1:45 tomorrow afternoon for the women's watch-along Arsenal against West Ham. So join me for that. It's going to be a cracker. And we finished today with Arsenal being top of the league. Great stuff. We won 1-0. Kai Havertz with a goal. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you very soon. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. See you tomorrow. Come on, guys. Thanks for watching. See you soon.